Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Bottom of the Bill podcast. We've got Cara English here, the owner of Blue Jay Listening Room.
Hello. Thanks for having me, guys.
Oh, thanks for being here. Stoked to have you. So before we get started and everything, we want to do our giveaway from Brews last year's. Brews partnered with us on last week's episode to do a little giveaway of those growlers that you see over there and some shirts. So if you tuned in last week and you shared this podcast, and you will get some Brews shit. And
that bowl is pretty full, bud.
It's fucking. I know, man. I don't even know what to do about it. It's crazy.
How many people shared it?
Oh damn.
It's so many people, obviously.
Would you say more than 1,000?
Probably
1,000.
And you can go back and watch the video from last week and check the stats on that. I'm pretty sure it was like 1,000.
About 1,000 viewers.
Yeah, about 1,000 views.
Man,
so
just waiting to get that contract.
Anyways, here we go. Oh, also, if you mention Bottom of the Bill podcast or Side Hustle at Brews on your next purchase, you get 10% off. So that's a fun little thing.
We keep
What
forgetting
a
to do this
deal.
stuff, guy.
Huh?
We didn't cheers.
Oh, we didn't cheers. Oh my goodness.
Cheers.
Cheers,
Cheers.
miss. Thank you so much for coming to my
Oh,
house.
thanks for having me at your house, Billy.
Oh, that's
It's
no
a
big
great
deal.
house.
Oh, thank you.
It
I didn't.
is.
I
mean,
didn't build it, but I did find
It's
it.
not really. It's not a great
That's
house.
half the battle, man.
I know.
That's good.
Well,
especially
Hampton
in
can't
these
win
parts.
because he owns where he manages the place.
Are we
so.
doing it? Do you want me to do a drum roll?
Yeah, do a drum
Do you
roll.
want to like Clark Griswold?
Yeah. Christopher A. James, you won the Brews
Yee!
growler, and some T-shirts also. So message me personally if you're watching this. Message me, or if not, then I'll message
His
you.
phone
Those are some
number
good
All your-
growlers. I can
is
see them.
91.
Yeah. So yeah, congratulations to Chris for winning that. Anyways, as you can tell, I'm super enthusiastic about everything.
It's Sunday.
You always are.
Yeah, it's just my
How's your-
disposition.
Hey, Anton.
What?
How's your weekend been?
Like
Out of 10.
a 9.6.
Damn.
That's really good.
That's
Yeah.
really good.
Wow.
Yeah, I've had
Yeah.
worse weekends, I will say.
I-
The time off has really been good for me.
Been good for you? You look
You look great.
you look 100 years younger for sure.
That's what I
I
was
will
waiting for.
say.
You look great.
You look great.
Yeah. So anyways, before we get started on Blue Jay, I kind of wanted to talk about like some of our favorite venues just like as a whole, and that way we can kind of go into what Blue Jay is and like why it differs from all these other places.
Love it.
So I remember when I was living in South Florida, I used to play this spot called the Funky Biscuit a lot. I used to go see shows there also quite often, and that's probably one of my favorite venues to play and just to go see a show at like
It's
across
so
the board.
fancy. Have you been there before?
I was just about to say, I'm always like, I love the Funky Biscuit. I've never been there.
never
I
been
just
there?
know that all the bands that I love play there, and then I've not heard anything, but
It's-
positive reviews.
It reminds me of like I don't know, like a club from like the 70s that's like just but in its prime. If
I
that
love
makes any
it.
sense?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's amazing. I can't
It's-
describe it as I don't know what to describe
Yeah.
it
It's
as.
really
I gotta make a
intimate.
trip.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, it's like really intimate too. It's a smaller kind of venue. I mean, it's probably capped at like 150 people.
You know what it
maybe.
reminds me of? You ever see Goodfellas? Reminds me of Copacabanas.
Okay.
Oh yeah. It's
All
got
right.
that kind of vibe too.
All right.
And
They
like
would
a-
probably love that.
Yeah.
I hope they're watching. They're not, but maybe.
What the Goodfellas?
No.
Oh,
They would be
Funky
happy that that's what it reminds you of.
Oh,
Yeah,
Al?
this is on a public broadcast network, so maybe
Maybe.
they're
Never know.
watching.
Never
yeah.
know.
Al, the
You'll
owner of
leave
the
a
Funky
review.
Biscuit. Sure, he's watching. What about you guys? Some of your favorite venues?
Eddie's Attic
Oh, in
in
Atlanta?
Decatur, Georgia.
Yeah.
Obviously, I own a listening room, so I'm a little biased. I happen to love listening rooms. But I love Eddie's Attic. They're kind of one of the first venues that I, fell in love with and wanted to make something, similar. I love it. I think it's great. It's the same thing. Intimate. It's all about the storytelling and much like Blue Jay. And I don't know what we would do without 1904.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
I really don't. I love 1904 so much. And, contrary to popular belief, I like to get funky with it. I'm hip. I'm cool. I like to dance. So I love to go to
Not a fan.
1904 and,
Just get down.
get down.
I
You know what I
feel
mean? Yeah,
feel
especially
that.
side hustle shows, you know?
How long?
Nice.
How long have you lived at the? How long have you lived at the beach for?
My whole life.
Your whole life, right?
Mhm.
So how much do you miss Freebird?
I cannot put it into words.
It's
That's what I mean when I
insane
say I
how much
don't know what we would do without 1904. If we didn't have Freebird or 1904,
Oh, no, don't
oh
do
my
that.
god, my god.
The music would be dead, as they say. Did you ever get to go to Freebird?
I went to like one show there. Yeah.
God, we would go there every night.
Every night.
Just because they had amazing bands. I don't
Yep.
care who was playing.
Yep.
It was $12 a ticket.
Yep,
Go
and
there.
I could walk my ass home.
That's
it was perfect.
true.
Yeah.
But to be fair, like by the time I moved here, it closed down like a few months after I moved here, so I got to see like one show there.
Circumstantial, maybe. We don't know, but
Okay, it's my fault. The Freebird
Well,
closed?
now we know.
Putting it all together.
Now I've-
some tough guy
now
from
we know.
Miami came up and bought the place.
Not from Miami, but you know,
Well, you're
close
not?
enough. South Florida.
Why does everybody call you Tony 305?
Nobody calls me that except for you, actually.
I do now.
Yeah, exactly.
First off, I hate the name Tony so much, like so much.
It never occurred to me that Anton would translate into Tony.
Yeah, nobody.
His
It
name's
doesn't
not-
occur to
his name's
anybody.
not really Anton.
Oh, what's your real name?
Oh, we don't talk
Go
about
ahead.
that,
Oh.
right?
Hey, go ahead. What's your real name?
Mm-mm.
It's because it's Antonio.
No, that's actually
Oh.
my
That's
middle
your
name.
middle name.
Yeah.
What's your
I
first
won't-
name?
I
We
don't-
don't go there. Okay.
Yeah.
All
No,
right. all right.
I won't give that away. It's Jorge. Did you know that?
Wait, is it really?
It is Jorge. Yeah.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's a pretty.
Well, when it's followed by that laugh, you're not helping,
Yeah.
Billy.
Sorry.
Jesus.
No, I do have a ridiculous laugh.
The thing is that
No, it's a great laugh.
Thank you, man.
it's like it lives in a really weird frequency of like somewhere between like really annoying shriek and I don't know, like a 4-year-old girl crying.
What's
That's
really
like,
funny is my dad is enormous. He's like 6'3", weighs 400 pounds. Same laugh.
Really?
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Oh,
at
that's
all. But
great.
yeah, we just have my voice is shrill. I'm not a great singer either.
It's just funny because I sound like a man. So when I talk, many people, I've been told like that my voice, someone told me that I sounded like a 6-year-old woman who'd been smoking cigs her whole life, that I sound like a stripper. Some stranger told me I sounded like a stripper once, which
I
I
don't
don't,
think
I'm
so.
like, I don't think that a stripper, did they sound a specific way? I don't think
they
so.
sound a little worn out. I
They
don't
sound
know
like 6-year-old women who have been smoking
You're
cigs their whole
right.
lives.
I don't know that I would attribute that to your voice, but I've been
well,
told that I
thanks.
sound like a man also, though. So I feel your pain.
Well,
sister.
you know, I appreciate
he doesn't
that.
Sound
I
like a man.
appreciate
He
that.
sounds like he's not from this dimension, and he has like the voice. Have you ever seen Men in Black before?
Yes.
Or you remember that guy that like wears the skin suit and
Yeah.
it's like sugar water?
Yeah.
That's his voice.
That's
That's his voice.
Although
Sorry.
Sean does a really good impression of that guy.
Yeah. Well,
Shantan?
Sean Thomas, our bass player.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You
Real
do
quick.
it all the time, constantly.
Real quick. Melody Truck says hi, Cara.
Oh, hi. I forgot I can read things. Hi,
can read
Melody.
things. And then Ben, the reason why I don't own the name is because nobody calls me that. Not even
Tony
my parents call me.
305.
Tony 305.
Mr. Worldwide.
There it is.
Oh, we could keep going.
Yeah,
There's
no,
so
we
many.
We can.
I am leaving. Right? I'm over this.
Well, me and Carol just
Peace.
talk about fun stuff there.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, you don't need me to talk
She's
about.
like already on board. Bye.
Don't go.
Tony 305.
Hey, Tom Laws.
What's up, Tom?
Tommy? Anyway.
This is crazy. Y'all can't see this, but they got a big old screen where we can like, this is profesh.
One day,
Thank you.
at some point, we're gonna switch this layout around and use the projector as like a background to do some like weird shit in the back, and then have a different screen to look at the comments.
What do you mean weird shit? What are you trying to get
I don't know. We can do whatever we want. It's
That's
2020.
true.
Right?
That's true.
Maybe this will be our last interview.
Yeah.
You don't turn around for the second one.
All right, we got to do it up.
But
Full
The
plumage.
last-
Yeah,
this is
I
the
like
last
full.
one.
I like
Full
full plumage.
plumage.
I like that one. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Cara. What were you
No,
saying?
I agree. I agree. That's the best.
we were talking about Freebird.
Oh, yeah.
Freebird.
And sorry, I derailed it.
Yeah, you derailed
No,
it.
that's great.
I'll do that
Par
at
for the
beginning,
course.
and I'll just shut off the rest
I'll
of the
do it
time.
many times myself, I'm sure.
This would be great then.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. Nobody will complain.
Yeah. perfect.
Well,
Looking
no.
right at him.
I'll get like an onslaught of text messages from like all of my friends back home. Be like, "Yo, why did Billy derail the entire show again?"
Yo, I'm
Just-
Tony 305. Yo.
Wow, bro.
You walked
Wow, bro.
right into it.
Yeah, I
You
did walk
did.
right
You
into
walked
it.
right into it. I was like, wait for it.
I can't handle
But
it.
so you grew up here your whole life
Yep.
at the beach, right? I
Yep.
moved down here from Kentucky when I was 15. And
Okay.
I think my first show that I ever went to was Freebird.
Nice.
I went to go see the Hot Heat.
Oh yeah.
Did you go see that show?
I don't think I went to that show.
But anyways, I was just a kid. I was
love
I was
it.
in high school or whatever, I guess, at the time. And so but like, yeah, every single week.
It was the best.
weekend, So many good bands came in there. I lost my mind seeing Iodo the very first time that they played there. I just couldn't understand that electronic music was happening and it was live, and I just.
Freebird had a ton of they had Skrillex at one point. They had huge, Bass Nectar. They had huge electronic bands before they were a thing.
Do you remember Jam Rock right next to it?
Oh God, unfortunately.
So the night that Skrillex played at Freebird, our band Lucky Costello had an open mic there for free.
Oh my gosh!
In case people couldn't get into the door.
How did that go?
It was awful. You couldn't hear anything. It was Skrillex. It was loud as fuck.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
It was pretty funny.
Damn, Jamrock. I haven't thought about Jamrock in forever.
Jamrock.
Welcome to Jamrock.
There you go. She's got it. She's from the beach.
From the beach, guys.
He's from Miami, but he wouldn't really understand all the references we're making.
Oh, I'm out of that one.
The Damian Marley reference, or you realize that half the Marley family lives in Miami?
I didn't know that.
Do you realize that?
Are they your neighbors?
Anyways.
All right, I'll stop.
No. This is great.
This is the best.
But anyways, yeah.
Solid content.
Solid content.
But anyways, I miss Freebird more than anything.
I know, me too.
I would go to Freebird. I don't care if it's playing. I just wanted to go on the balcony the whole time.
Yep.
That's all I would do.
Yep, you'd pay X amount of dollars to get in and just hang with your friends on the balcony. Yep.
She knows.
That
it
was
the
my
best place.
Yeah,
seriously.
I saw one show there, and it wasn't it was a local band. It wasn't like a headlining act or anything, but it seemed like a cool place. We had a place down in Fort Lauderdale called the Culture Room, very similar
I've
layout.
heard of that.
Yeah, it's a cool place. Revolution kind of in Fort Lauderdale. It's a little bit bigger than what Freebird was, but similar layout.
I've been to
It's
Revolution
not about
before.
size, dude. It's it's about that.
Size matters a little bit though, right?
Not for venues.
I mean,
Listen, don't get me started on that, man.
Perfect segue. Tell us about Blue
Size
Jay.
doesn't matter.
When it comes to venues, size does not matter.
Only when it comes to venues. Anyway, yeah, guys, I'm trying here. I'm trying. Yeah. So wait, what about Blue Jay?
We were wondering.
Are you familiar with bird law?
Jesus Christ, that's so stupid. That was the last question he said. I'm not going to ask that question.
It's a good question. It's a solid question.
We wanted to ask you, basically, how did you start Blue Jay Listening Room?
So.
Or why did you? Not why.
Well, how and why? Yeah. Well, but there's multiple whys.
Let's hear it.
I think that more often than not, I was going to places, restaurants and bars and watching my friends play in corners and nobody giving a shit. And I was a huge MTV Unplugged fan.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
and
Nirvana one's my favorite.
Dude,
totally.
and I wasn't even that a big Nirvana fan, and I watched that and fell in love with them.
We need more rugs for our show. And candelabras.
Maybe some twinkle lights.
Twinkle lights.
Edison bulbs.
Yes. Edison bulbs are.
I'm basically describing Blue Jay.
Yeah.
You need a blue curtain in the back. But yeah, so I loved MTV Unplugged. I loved to hear the stories behind the songs, and we didn't have anything really, quite like that. So I wanted to bring it here, and a lot of people are like, "Wow, Cara, great idea with the listening room," and I'm like, that's not my idea.
Right.
There's so many amazing listening rooms all over the country.
Sure.
So it was a feat, but
that's one of my
here we are.
favorite parts about the Blue Jay listening rooms, because you go there and they play the song, but right before that they tell you about everything, and they talk about where I was when I wrote it and all this other stuff. But it's really interesting.
Yeah, and if they haven't played there before, I try to encourage them too. You can't. Okay, you can talk too much. Let's be real, but you can talk at Blue Jay and tell your stories, and you may think that you're telling too much or over talking, and you're not.
Yeah,
people love the banter. People love to hear that kind of stuff.
So for anyone who might not know, what is a listening room?
A listening room, for those of you who may not know, is a place for you to come, and we ask that you silence your cell phones, and we ask that you don't talk during the show. And it's just a really intimate place. Am I talking to them or y'all?
Talking to
everybody.
all of us.
There's a couple kids hanging out in Riverside. You can talk to us.
Perfect. And you just sit back and relax, and it's just a really intimate, quiet space for people to come, both national, local acts to come. I don't like the word acts, artists to come and tell their stories and sing their original songs. We encourage originals. We're okay with covers being, inserted every so often, but we don't want to do, we want to encourage people to play what they wrote.
Totally. Yeah. That's awesome. I think that venues like that bring a lot to a city, like as a whole. Like just it really kind of informs the people that live in that place, like what's going on around the because like you said, this is not a new idea. Like
right.
This is like Atlanta has them, LA, New York, like right. all the bigger cities have them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cool. But to be honest, I haven't really seen anything in Florida. Maybe like in Tampa, I think they have like a spot similar to that.
Yeah, there's the what's it called? Hideaway Cafe.
Yes, Hideaway Cafe.
Hideaway Cafe, and then Will's Pub, not Will's Pub. What's next? Lil Indy's is kind of has a little next door. I know Kaylee Baker plays there weekly, and they have a little bit of a listening room vibe. So there are like and I guess the new standard isn't. Speaking of venues I love, the new standard is new and in Orlando. Yeah. I wouldn't necessarily put it in the listening room category, but that's a really great place. I'm thinking of like places that I try to route people. Heartwood Soundstage in Gainesville. I don't know if y'all have heard of that, but
any of these places. I feel bad. I'm sorry.
I'll make you a list.
Oh no, don't worry. I'm fucking on it, bro. I know all these places. Trust me.
Okay. Are you really?
No. I know. I've been trying to get a new standard for a while.
For you to listen to
Nate, if you're watching. But the Heartwood Soundstage is another really great.
That sounds Where's that's in Gainesville?
It's in Gainesville, yeah, and they have a killer sound. Like I'm biased. I think Blue Jay has amazing sound. Heartwood Soundstage is just next level shit. They're so good, yeah.
Blue Jay does have amazing sound, though.
Thank you.
You guys do a really good job there.
Thank you.
Is Pat your main sound guy?
Pat and Jock Mack.
Jock Mack.
Jock Mack. Yeah. Oh, he's Jock Mack
Mack
from now on.
Jesus Christ. Jack's a good dude, though. He owns Mock Shop Music Exchange over in Murray Hill.
Yes.
And that's a great... If you're a guitar player or a bass player and you're looking for super high-end pedals or just like off-the-wall brand guitars and like just great amp, like just whatever you want. They have like top-notch shit
boutique,
there. I love it.
Vintage, one-of-a-kind shit. It's fantastic. And they do repairs, really great repairs
Mikey
as well.
Lampson, he does all the stuff there.
Mock. Oh my God, I almost just said Mac Shop.
Right? I can't say it.
Shop.
Yeah, it's
Mock Shop Music Exchange.
By the way, real quick, everybody, if you have any questions you want to ask us or Cara, if you guys have anything you want to say, feel free to put them in the comments, and we'll get to you as soon as we possibly can.
Melody, it's not the size of the venue; it's how you use the space. That's my girl. Oh, hi, Mom.
Ooh, Kathy.
Kathy, that's her.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yes, Hideaway Cafe in St. Pete.
That's David Stringer. That's our manager right there. He's an awesome guy who also does a podcast called Toilet Paper Fortune Cookie, and it's pretty clever.
That's
actually.
Great.
Yeah, he can tell you the background story on it. It's actually pretty clever.
Well, anyways, no, I'm just kidding, David.
But they actually had a Micah on there from Midwood Entertainment, the production company out of Charlotte, and they had a really good interview with him. So they're doing a really cool thing with that.
Good to know.
Hey, Cara.
Hey, Billy.
You grew up here in Jack's Beach, Ponte Vedra. Where at?
Where'd
you go to school as well?
I went to Nice. So technically, I lived in Ponte Vedra.
I don't mean to be rude, but what year?
By all means, 06. I graduated.
So you knew Tebow?
Yeah.
What's he like?
I can't speak for now. He's a nice guy.
He was homeschooled and he just showed up to your games.
Yes.
Real fair.
Correct.
Anyways,
I know. We just kicked everyone's asses. It was fantastic.
I went. So I was 07 and I graduated. I graduated 07, but I went to Providence.
Oh, so you hate us?
Fucking hate Nice.
I love it.
That's amazing though that you went to Nice and everything.
Yep.
I was wondering if you where you grew up and everything like that.
Yeah, I guess I grew up in Ponte Vedra, went to Nice, and then moved to Jack's Beach, and now I live in Atlantic Beach. Woo-hoo. So I've also lived in Neptune Beach. So
all the beaches.
All the beaches. Yeah.
Sweet.
I was just wondering.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's just a side.
That was a great question.
No, it's
anyway,
fantastic question, Bill. You're doing a great job.
She's from the beach, dude. So like when you got into your car and you were just like, oh fuck, I gotta drive all the way to here. Is that what you thought?
I was like, how does a car operate? First of all, because I haven't driven one in like 2 months. But no, are you kidding? This is great.
There's no traffic.
No, I will say
it takes 20 minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I had no problem.
Anyways.
I like to go to the Riverside.
All of my
To
friends
the
were making fun of
Riverside?
me.
I like to go to the Riverside
Hang out with
occasionally.
all the cool
friends
kids.
made fun of me completely because I moved to the beach or moved to Riverside, and I've lived at the beach since I was like 15. And everything
Oh,
like that.
all of my friends that lived at the beach at one point. I'm like one of maybe 2 people that I hang out with at the beach, and everybody moved to Murray Hill and Riverside.
Cross the ditch is all I'm saying. It's not
I
a big
know.
deal.
Riverside is just better.
It's
That's
just
all I'm
better.
saying.
It's just
Listen,
better.
listen. I'm gonna disagree very much so.
Yeah.
There is no ocean here, and I could literally
nice
I
river,
walk
though.
1 block to the ocean.
If you just keep going that way, you can find another body of
There's
water.
some other water
St.
over there.
John's River.
There's no waves.
That's okay. I don't need waves.
Baby diapers. I've noticed. But that's about it. Yeah, it's pretty gross. Anyway,
Oh my gosh. Hi, Jen. I love you.
look at all these people coming to
Say
see
hi
like
to
that.
me. Oh, that's great.
So, we kind of wanted to ask you like what's like the day-to-day operations like running a venue or like Blue Jay? How do you delegate your responsibilities and all that kind of stuff?
Well, I just learned how to do that because I'm horrible at delegating.
Yeah, me too.
It took me quite some time to realize it's okay to not do everything yourself. But I have the best team. I have the best general manager, the best bartenders, the best sound people. I'm very, very lucky. So Mallory, my general manager, y'all know Mallory. She is just fabulous, and she has taken so many weights off my shoulders. So, it's not really much I stare at my computer all day. I didn't realize that I created a desk job for myself.
Yeah, right.
However, that's what I do. I stare at my computer all day, and then I come into Blue Jay and prep and
Crack the whip.
crack the whip, baby. Yeah, right. I'm like, just live your lives, do whatever. And I get to watch live music every night that I book and I choose and I love. And I am very, very, very #blessed.
Always work a job with perks. That's my motto.
I like it. What are your perks of your job?
I get to work from home.
Okay. Always or just now?
Always. Except for the past 10 years. Is it right behind you?
I see that.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know if you
that's
see
actually
this
my job.
beautiful
And then,
fireplace.
I work the night shift. So right after like 12 o'clock in the morning, it's just nothing. I just practice. I just do this and play piano.
Hell yeah, dude.
Work a job with perks.
I like it.
My job's got a lot of perks too. I make no money.
He hasn't had-
and
he hasn't had
Tell us
job
about the
in,
perks
like,
of your
6
job,
years.
Anton.
I get to hang out with Billy all day in a van, and
Isn't it the best though?
it's definitely keeps me busy, right?
busy.
I'll tell you, you guys have solid content. I know I speak for all of these people. We highly enjoy your videos of your shenanigans.
Oh, fun! I'm glad that you liked it because that was my idea, and Billy thinks it was a dumb idea that we.
What is
that-
it?
I'm on Anton's side on this one.
all the videos from the road and all the stuff that we were doing like that.
There was like one video one time.
There was like we did like 3 of them actually, but that's okay.
Where he was like, "Oh, we broke down on the side of the road. Let's go live." I'm like, "Yeah, that's a great idea." Okay,
And it got like over 100 views
I
or
watched
like
it.
100
You did
comments on
watch
it.
Yeah.
Because that's
Because people love shit like that, bro.
Misery loves company. They're like, oh, well.
Absolutely. You give them a little insight to
fuck me, right?
yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm the visions guy, right? You get us to where we got to go, but I'm the vision guy.
He said visions first.
He did.
Because he has 2 sets of eyelids and he's not
He
from
has
this
multiple
dimension.
visions.
He can see. He can
You're
see
so
past,
lucky.
present, future.
You're
all
so
time.
lucky.
I'm a lucky guy. I am
Gosh,
a lucky guy.
I need to point out that Kevin Maine said that fire looks romantic as fuck.
Thank you. Also, didn't make it. It's virtual fire.
Is it pronounced?
It is pronounced
Laplume.
Laplume, like the
Oh,
second
man.
one.
Tony 305 Laplume.
Can you just? Kevin Maines also is an awesome dude, and he creates the pedals. One of the pedals that I use, anyways, on my pedal board. Jesus Christ, Kevin, why don't you tell him what your what your company's
Give
called,
us a
bro?
paragraph.
Interestingly enough, when we used to be called the Anton Laplume Band, which is like, he's got the worst name ever. But I had a great idea to come up with the name Anton and the Plumes, but he didn't take it. He didn't want
Anton and the
called
Plumes, yeah.
Anton and the Plumes.
I kind of like it.
Thank you.
I mean, I think that inevitably, or ultimately, same thing, same whatever. Side hustle is a good choice.
Side House is a good choice. We're in a
Great logo.
a legal battle with
shit.
Canadians.
That's right. There's no legal battle.
We're gonna
We're about to
win.
own
We're
the
gonna-
trademark,
we're
so
gonna win.
fuck them. That's all I'm saying.
It's not like China where there's like, we're just gonna be the Side Hustle everything.
Right.
It's Canada.
Right.
So
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, you'll be fine.
We'll be good. Yeah, we're
You'll
gonna
win.
From Toronto.
for sure. For sure.
It's a hard U, I see.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it's
I'm getting
No,
sidetracked.
that happens to me all the time. I'm
cracking me up.
I'm constantly.
I also,
sidetracked with the
Kevin
comments.
Maines is also a loose cannon on these things, so
Yeah,
I'm
he's
always
def-
very interested to see what he's gonna
He's
say.
just gonna throw the net out and see what he catches.
Oh yeah, man,
You know?
it's good, solid content.
Kevin's a great dude and a really
It's
talented
a hard
guy.
U? That's hilarious.
It's a hard U. See?
That doesn't make any sense.
It's a hard U. I see.
Oh, it's a hard U. Ask Karen another question. Jesus, this is getting past
I knew we were just gonna ramble, y'all.
This
I
is what
freaking
it's
knew.
all
I knew
about.
exactly how this was gonna go.
This is all it's all about. This is just really just if we have nothing to talk about. We got plenty to talk about, so you know. But anyways, how do bands get booked at Blue Jay?
Nice.
Great question. Be good.
Be good. Nice.
You just have to email me, and I know that I have people probably rolling their eyes right now because I suck at emailing. Let me explain a little further. When you email me, there should be some sort of EPK, website, YouTube video, and this is also, I think, kind of speaking on behalf of booking in general.
In general, this is great. Yeah.
I can't tell you how many emails I get that's like, my name is so-and-so. I'd like to book my band. Thank you. And you're like, okay, like I appreciate that, but who, what, why, where, you know. So give me some, you know, some content. I need to see some music and or just hear some music. And also keep in mind, I just showed Anton my phone earlier. There's a lot of emails in there. So just keep on keeping on and be persistent.
Yeah.
And I will get to you. It just may take me a little while because I'm one person.
It might take 5 or 6 emails. You never know.
It very well may.
And that's not just you. That's everybody who books
I
shows
know,
across the board.
I hate when people are like, she ignored it. And I'm like, I swear to God, I didn't ignore anything.
Yeah.
I promise. And everybody that knows me that's like, is like, no, she's not like being an asshole. She's not responding to you on purpose. It just takes me, you know, a hot minute to get through.
You got a lot on your plate.
Kevin said step 1, don't be awful.
Carmadon Electronics.
Perfect.
The Alpha Centri pedal is
Practice.
the overdrive that I
Practice.
use. And his company's called Carmadon Electronics, and they're fucking great. So
I didn't know that.
If you're he also has his band as well.
The Volts.
The Volts.
Who will be playing in June at Blue Jay.
The Volts,
nice. Oh wow, putting it out there already.
Yes, I'm manifesting it.
Don't buy your
good. You
tickets
think
just
June?
yet, though.
I'm hoping for June 1 or 2. The first is a Monday, and if I can get the band 3 to come in and do it on that day, then that will work out. And if not, I'll start with the Jazz Jam on the 2nd.
Okay.
Because we do the Jazz Jam every Tuesday. Speaking of jazz.
Speaking of jazz. But we'll save that for later.
Anyway, if you're into jazz and or just really kick-ass musicianship in general, the Tuesday Jazz Jam hosted by Kenny Hamilton is solid.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And then you can go. No, that's Funky Monday.
Oh, don't you
Isn't
do?
there
but
something
you
Tuesday
do-
at Spliffs?
No, Monday.
No, Monday's
Monday.
Funky Monday.
So if we do the band 3 on Mondays, you know, we close usually around 10:30. So then it's a really fun Monday to then head over to Spliffs and go to the Funky Monday over there.
That sounds great.
Kevin didn't know that he was booked there in June, so you know.
Yes,
Kevin,
he did.
You got a gig, bro.
Aren't you? Maybe July?
Well,
Well, you are,
This is
Kevin.
good stuff
Get
right
out of
here.
here.
This is how most booking agents and musicians communicate right there. Oh, we do have a gig?
We do?
I had no idea.
yeah.
That's how it all works.
Listen, I don't have my planner. My entire booking calendar is a planner with pencil. And if I don't have that in front of me,
Analog planning. I like
100%.
that.
You ever
I
heard of
gotta,
a Google
same
Calendar?
you know, I have heard of that
It's a
once or
fun
twice.
little thing that you
It's
came up
just
with.
not, my brain does not, if it's on a computer screen, I need to like write it and then in pencil in case I need to erase it. It's just, you know, I'm 80.
I understand. I understand.
It's 80. I feel like when you write something down, you remember it better.
I do.
That
I have
is
a,
true.
yeah,
Same way.
absolutely.
That is true.
Thank you, Billy.
For sure.
No problem. I'm
I
supporting you all
mean,
the way.
I'm not 80, but you know, I get it.
No,
I get it.
He's
I can sympathize.
497, and he's from the star system Alpha Draconis.
Which is also
Again, I'm really jealous.
coincidentally the name of one of our songs. Well,
Oh.
Billy named
because
it.
I named it because he's like, I don't have a name for the song. I mean, it was like that, and I was like, I beat you to it. That's the name of the song. Sorry, you have to name it that.
And
it's
it
been
has
2 years now.
And that's the name
We're
of
gonna
it.
come
It's
out with
stuck.
Yeah, because it's stuck. But he's like, we're gonna change it eventually. It's been 2 years. He's not gonna
We're not gonna.
You're never changing
At
it.
this
Not
point,
changing
it has nothing to do with that at all. But I mean, whatever. It's like, whatever.
Kevin, these are great lessons, guys.
Yeah.
Michelle Stringer, see, she gets it. All about the
Yeah,
planner when
Michelle-
booking. I
yeah,
appreciate that.
Michelle's super organized.
I feel like I'm
Uh,
pretty organized too.
So
I'm working on it.
You're an organized guy.
I am organized.
Yeah.
I'm
I
very,
can
I'm
I can
very
tell.
clean and OCD.
All of your vinyls right here, very
I
just so.
I ran out of room. I don't have any more. I need another crate. If you got one, let me know.
I have like so many crates.
You want to give me a crate?
I'm happy to give you some crates.
My favorite crate is the one that's hiding behind there. It says Kentucky Wildcats on it. I'm so excited
Of course,
about
that's
that.
your favorite crate.
Of course, it's my favorite.
Look
Go
at
Big
your
Blue.
glass. It's on your glass too.
Go Big Blue. At least she knows. He doesn't understand what sports are.
What's sports?
It's this thing that like people go to and it's fun.
You go to sports games.
If you don't know now, you might not know for a while though.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
not good timing.
Do you know who Tim Tebow was?
He's a
Oh my god.
baseball player?
See, look, how
I'm just
big does your
joking. I
face
know
get
that.
right
I
You
now?
know, you
He
know.
played for the Jaguars, right?
Did you say he was a baseball player? Because that's what he does now. He is.
Is he a baseball player now?
He's in the
I don't
minor
know.
league. 'cause
Who did he
he-
play
I
with?
guess
He
that's
has
true.
a
He was
place
he was
to
right.
fucking
He was
Jets.
right. He
Who-
played for the University of. Well, first of all, let's be clear. He played for Nice High School
Yeah, and
Okay.
they crushed everybody.
and crushed Providence many times.
Right.
And then he played for University of Florida. And then who did he play for in the
Back-to-back
NFL?
national championships. Excuse
Yeah,
me.
I went to Florida State,
And
so I
then-
don't care
and
about
then-
that.
And then he played for the Broncos.
Yeah.
And it was like a miracle. This is not a sports podcast, but I'm so happy that you know about it.
Don't ask me about anything else that has to do with sports. This is it.
Tebow.
This is it.
Everybody from Florida knows about Tim Tebow. It's the weirdest thing in the world.
He's
Thanks
a nice
for-
guy.
Thanks for tuning in, Kevin. We'll see you next time, bro.
He is a nice guy.
I gotta come by and do some videos for you with the new pedal, by the way.
I like that he spelled Zume.
I'm from Melody. I'm from South Florida. We don't.
Did you say Jaguars?
Yeah, we don't talk like that down there.
Jaguars.
Jaguars. How do you say it up here?
Jaguars.
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 I've never thought about that. Jaguars. Yeah. That
Melody, how do
doesn't
you
sound
say
right.
it? Can you put it in what do you call it when you do
Phonetically?
phonetic? Can
Phonetically.
you put it phonetically for me so I can not sound like an idiot every
That's
time I
kinda
say the
like
word?
A jump off question though is because like I'm a huge sports fan. I've been like just dying to watch sports and how they're gonna open it back up. But how are you gonna start opening back up?
Oh, well, I don't know yet because I don't know when I was telling Anton earlier when I can get like a date and somebody can just tell me, hey, you can open up on this date, you can open up at this amount, this capacity or whatever. Then I can kind of think from there. I've tried not to harp on that too much because I can't control it, and it will just completely, take up all of my brain capacity, and it's just, I don't know, man.
I don't know
Hopefully
either.
soon. Jaguars.
Jaguars.
Horse.
Jaguars. I got it.
Thinking-
Okay, now I'm gonna
4th of July.
log that
Yeah.
in there.
I was just like I hope that because like this is what scares me about the whole quarantine thing. Like
Yeah.
if it's not like fixed or whatever, you've seen Jack's Beach on 4th of July.
Oh, dude.
There's
It's a shit show.
It's insane.
That's the day to reopen America. It should be 4th of July.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Not Easter.
Not
yeah,
Easter,
not
that's
Easter,
right.
obviously. Anyways, but the 4th of July on Jack's Beach, there are so
It's-
many people. It's
It's
insane.
nutso.
So it's like Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
basically.
That's what it looks like in Fort Lauderdale on a Thursday.
I believe it. I will tell you that in Atlantic Beach, like I've been bike riding, and just kind of skateboarding and getting out of the house, and it has felt not like 4th of July, obviously, but damn similar. Like there are so many people out.
I was
just
thinking the same. I went out to the beach to go see my friend on I think it was Wednesday or Thursday. I can't remember. And I couldn't believe how many people.
Yeah.
Like you said, it was like the 4th of July. There's like just so many people just riding bikes and everything.
and
like
none
that.
of the and you can't go into any of like the places at the corner in Atlantic Beach, so everybody's just like hanging out outside.
Do you know what it feels like? It feels like after like the power doesn't work anymore, but the hurricane's over.
It does.
Right,
Yeah,
that's what it feels
that's
like
a
on
good
the beach.
analogy. Yeah, I like it. It's
That's
true.
Exactly what I felt
It's
like.
very true. Yeah, I don't really have any plans to reopen. I mean, like time-wise, I have plenty of thoughts on, what I'm going to do to, make it safer and not that it isn't safe because we're so OCD. It's like the cleanest place ever. But, as far as masks and gloves and such, those are all.
Turn your mic up a little bit, Billy. Sorry.
Okay.
Those are all things I'm gonna have to.
Your mic.
Okay.
Sorry,
your
Cara.
mic. No, that's okay. Those are just all things I'm gonna have to think of. We're gonna have to redo, the way that we work. It's like we finally, after 2.5 years, have gotten into this routine, and things are like a machine, and it's going. And now it's gonna have to be like I ordered some dry erase boards because I'm thinking to myself, if people have masks on, we basically bartend by lip reading at Blue Jay.
Oh, true.
And I woke up out of a dead sleep and was like, shit. And if people have masks on, how the hell are we gonna, see what they want to drink? Because you can't talk loudly to order your drink. So I ordered these these dry erase boards, and I'm gonna have to number the menu, and people are gonna have to write down the menu or the number or whatever. But then it's like, then I'm gonna have to disinfect the pens.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just a whole.
And then buy all that stuff to disinfect it, which ends up being like another cost.
Yeah.
What about like chalk? I feel like.
Yeah, but you still have to touch the chalk.
Is that like sterile though?
Oh, I have no idea.
I don't know. I'm not.
I have no clue.
I'm not a big geologist guy.
It
feels like graphite or something like that. I had a point here.
I'd be happy to Google that.
But that is interesting. That is a really interesting
Jamie,
way
why don't you Google that for us?
Doing it with the with a dry erase board and writing because whenever I go there, that's one of my favorite parts, by the way. It's like hi, I would really like to have a head high, and they're like, that'll be $5. I'm like, I know it'll be $5.
If you haven't been to Blue Jay, it's not this creepy. I
not
promise.
But I make it creepy and I smile real big at it when I'm whispering.
So, Melody, I've thought about this. I appreciate that, dude. Melody, I thought about signing the numbers. However, there's so many items on the menu that I feel like it would be like, what do you mean by one? I feel like it would just be like confusing. Cara, what do you think you'll have to raise prices? So, yeah, well, it will depend on the capacity. If I'm only allowed to open at, well, first of all, I don't think I will open if it's 25% capacity because we only have a 100% cap. But, yeah, sign language. I got you, Mel. I do think that we will have to raise the prices if I can't open, at full capacity. I think that's definitely a possibility. So can't wait for people to get mad about that.
Just seems like that's gonna be the case for everything. We were talking about it earlier, how live entertainers are the only people allowed to work right now. It seems like in Florida anyway. Everybody's at least like, I'm just saying, like, there's zero chance of it coming back, or that they're working right now. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Yeah, I mean there's
him. He's got a gig somehow.
Not the capacity that it was before, anyways. Right now, we're kind of it's a luxury industry, so it's very much like.
I think it's essential. Okay, but I guess it's a difference between me and you.
I'm probably the one musician that will tell you that music is not essential.
Wow.
And that it really just isn't though. Right, and I totally understand why I'm out of work right now, and I'm totally, if Florida would just give me my unemployment, I'd be much more okay with being unemployed right now. But like, I get why we can't work, and I don't know. Just we'll be the last people. Anybody who's in the luxury industry is gonna be the last to get back to work. That's
luxury industry.
Yeah, it's a real term.
That's why I'm living like I'm in the Ritz right now.
Must be nice.
It's nice.
I mean, the Ritz built for like, I don't know, Jeffrey Dahmer maybe.
Wow. Thank you.
That is not how this house feels.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That was mean.
You're too nice, Cara. You're too nice.
It's gonna look real cute. It's gonna look like it's some Swedish hobbit hole. Is basically what's gonna look like. As soon as
perfect.
IKEA delivers.
It is all about perspective.
Billy says he has a job, but all he does is press refresh on the IKEA page all day to see if his furniture is coming in.
Yeah, I'm an IKEA reviewer.
Oh, well.
You're an IKEA reviewer.
I'm like, yep, that's furniture.
Solid.
Yeah, it is.
Solid.
I'm glad somebody gets me finally.
I got you.
Thank you.
Come on. How will you use streaming? David, great question. I don't know. I have some ideas. I think that there's a potential of selling tickets, depending on the capacity, selling tickets, like physical tickets for you to be there physically. and then potential to also have to buy tickets to access a live stream.
I was just gonna.
That's a great idea.
I'm gonna drop some knowledge on you after the podcast. I don't want to give away my.
I would love this.
David knows what I'm talking about already as well, but I'm
not
gonna. I don't
please share your thoughts with that, because I also haven't done too much research. I'm sure that I could figure this out.
Well,
but
sweet. Do you mean like selling tickets to the live stream?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and that way, that could also be, that's a guaranteed, instead of like this whole virtual tip jar thing that,
I know.
Just isn't really. You just kind of don't know what you're gonna get.
I already got you covered. I already know exactly how you do it.
Ugh,
Sweet.
Why would you touch each other? It's quarantine.
We are not 6 feet apart.
Yes.
we're hanging out.
So I did want to kind of get ask you a little bit more about like Blue Jay and like running the venue.
Mm-hmm.
So for any musicians that are out there, so there's a huge thing with musicians about like not getting paid versus getting paid, and like how everyone deserves to be paid for their product and blah 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 blah. I'm of the mindset that if you're in a cover band, then yes, you get paid for your time because you're just playing other people's music. If you are an original artist, I believe that you have to kind of prove your worth in a market before you can demand any kind of pay for that worth. So for like on your end of it, if you don't mind, if you're able to get into it, what kind of like deals do you like to structure with bands that tend to benefit everybody, and where do you feel like you get kind of like the shit end of the stick?
So I think that I agree with everything you just said. I think that a lot of bands, think that they can come in and get exactly what they're asking for, but they've never been to Jacksonville. They've never been to Blue Jay. I don't know, they don't have any, past numbers that I can compare. Like, I'm constantly asking agents, okay, well, what's their record here? Like what's, where have they played? How many tickets did they sell? Because those are very important things to ask when I'm paying money, especially as a small venue.
Sure.
Who doesn't have a lot of that. I think that for me personally, it varies. I am always willing to negotiate. I am always willing. One of the main things about Blue Jay, and y'all know you've played there a bunch, like I want it to benefit everyone. I want it to benefit me. I want it to benefit you all as well. I don't ever want people to feel like they did not get, what they deserved at Blue Jay. I don't ever want that to be the reputation. So I think I do a lot of door deals. I do a lot of guarantees. It kind of just depends on the band, and I'm always, willing to have a conversation about that, and I'm open to negotiations always.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's a really important thing, I think, for a lot of up and coming bands to realize, to understand, because musicians should be paid for their time. Obviously, if you are playing at a bar for 4 hours with music that's already been proven to work, right? Because it's on the radio or whatever,
right?
Then yes, you get paid for that time, and there's no questions asked about it. But if you are trying to start like an original project and you've never played in a city before, you can't go in demanding a guarantee because you have no proof of concept in that city at all.
Right.
So you have to play there a couple times and get your numbers up before you can walk in just demanding things.
Right, absolutely. And I think that it's up to, as a female in the music industry, it has been a little bit more challenging, to be completely honest. But after 2.5 years, I finally have enough backbone to say what's up. And it is amazing how many, how many people do come in and think that they just are gonna, make X amount of dollars. That it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
However, you do well that time, then you come back the next time, then we'll compensate you more for that. It's always, I always want to be fair, and I think that's really, other venues may have like an actual, mathematical scheme to figuring this out. That's just not how I roll.
Yeah, it's well, what did Melody say?
I was gonna say you should look at her question. I didn't want to interrupt.
So someone who regurgitates someone else's vision deserves more than someone who creates their own.
No, so here's
great question, Mel.
Yeah, that is a great great question. So here's what I'll say about that is that if you're being hired as a cover band to go into a bar, it's not your responsibility to bring in the crowd, right? So the bar.
That's hilarious when they expect that.
Yeah. So because if I'm playing in a market five nights a week, that the assumption is we're not bringing a crowd out every single night of the week. The bar, since it's a luxury service, the bar should have a luxury budget set aside to be able to afford the entertainment. If you can't afford the entertainment, don't have the entertainment, because trust me, you do not want to rely on bar bands to bring your crowd out for you to pay for them. It's just not how it works, right? So if you're an original artist and you're going out there and you're selling your product, like, think of ticketed shows as a trade show. If you're selling a product or a service, you go around the country and often pay to be a part of a trade show, and hopefully get your product seen by somebody who wants to buy it, and or whatever it might be. And then until you get to the point where you can sell it, because you have a proof of concept at that point. Like, that's what being an original band is. You tour around, you play in different markets. The whole business is completely different. So you have to go and do these shows. Sometimes you take a hit. Sometimes you don't get paid at all. Sometimes you make just a door and it comes out to a couple bucks between 4 or 5 people or more than that. So, but that's what you have to do until you can prove that music that's never been heard before is worth hearing. And that's just what it boils down to, I think.
I was gonna add to that. Yeah, I totally agree. And it seems like on any bar gig, unless you're playing like a corporate place or something like that, it's like, this is how much money you're going to make always. You're never going to make more than
There's
this.
No chance for you to.
No matter how good of a band you are or anything like that. So when that question is, do they deserve more? No, they don't deserve more. This is exactly how much money you're going to give. If you try really hard and do really good as an original actor, you can make way more money.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know. I'm a little bit of a devil's advocate on this as well, because I don't hire cover bands, but I have had tribute shows, which I realize are there's a fine line there.
Yeah, big difference.
But I have done a number of tribute shows that sell out.
Yeah, totally.
Every damn time.
But that's a different kind of deal, because tribute shows, again,
it's a ticketed show. Like, my venue is just, I feel like, just a totally different, can of worms there.
Well, I mean, just in the you operate your venue like you would like any other venue would operate, as far as you work on ticket sales, and tribute shows, tribute bands will typically work with that in that kind of bit. So tribute bands operate in the same capacity that an original band will operate.
Right.
They typically won't play the same market more than a couple times a year.
Right.
They
it's
dress
not the same as cover bands at bars.
Right, because so when we play at bars around town, we're going to cover a variety of different genres and different bands and songs that you've heard from anybody and everybody, right? But like a tribute band's going to do that one thing, and they're going to do it just like that band actually did it, and then they're going to dress like them. They're going to take on the personas of them on stage. If they're doing it right, that's what they're going to do. Mm-hmm. And so again, like there's an Eagles tribute band down south called what's that wheel tuned by the Eagles?
Fucking hate the Eagles, man.
So, but they play like Meisner.
You got that joke, you did.
I did.
But they play like Meisner Amphitheater, and they'll do shows like that down south, which is like a huge amphitheater. So like, but they're not playing bars around town. Like, you're not gonna see them do that.
Right.
So like, if you're playing bars around town, $500-$600, $700. If like you're really good and you constantly bring a crowd up because like you're just that good, you can get like $800. Right, but like, that's what you're getting.
That's it for tributes?
No. Just playing bars around town. Like, that's going to be basically your max. And then like you get to corporate and wedding stuff, and then there's private events, which can take you to a whole other level of income, which thousands and tens of thousands of dollars, which is a whole other side of it. But just the original thing and the cover thing, there has to be like a distinction in that. I'm very passionate about that distinction, having to operate in both worlds.
I know what you're doing, Melody, and I love it.
Yeah, she's playing devil's advocate. She's
absolutely.
trying to mix the pot. I can't believe she's watching. Thanks so much, Mel. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. No,
what a sweetheart.
She is. She's the best.
I know.
It's a great question, honestly, and I love that question because yeah, it's not always obvious to see like why there's a distinction, but like, I've had to operate in both sides of it, from the bar scene to the corporate and wedding side of it to the original side of it, and I've had to see learn the differences by trial and error. And when there's a lot of bands out there playing the bar scene, they think that they're pursuing original music because they play an original at a bar. It's like, you're not doing that. It's a whole different industry.
Right.
If You've seen Side Hustle before, right?
Yeah, of course.
So, what tribute band do you think we could be in?
Okay.
Ooh.
Is it John Mayer? And it's because of his.
Is it John Mayer?
Well, sorry. I should have been like, what tribute band should it be, and why is it John Mayer? And I was gonna say it's because he's got a pretty face and that tattoo.
Does John Mayer have a tattoo like
He's
that?
got like a sleeve, a tattoo. Yeah, he's got like a sleeve.
And he loves John Mayer more than
I love
anybody.
No, I
John
don't
Mayer.
love John
I
Mayer
love
more
John
than anybody.
Mayer.
I do. I like
Well,
John Mayer
to
too.
each their
He's an
own.
amazing.
Really think that he chose the wrong profession. He should be running for mayor.
Running for mayor.
Mayor for mayor. What a good slogan.
Why hasn't he done anything with that?
I don't know. Probably because he's really good at singing and sexy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, you're right. Damn. I love John Mayer.
I do like. I think he's a great songwriter. Probably one of the best of our generation. But I'm not obsessed
Wrong.
with. I don't listen to John Mayer like
not even
hardly
close.
ever.
Best of our generation.
One of the best of our generation, I would say, in that arena, the pop arena for sure. Are you kidding me?
No. Not at all.
I gotta show you the
Have
Continuum
you heard
album.
LCD Sound System before?
Oh, they're terrible.
What? Kara, no.
I am indifferent.
no.
I'm indifferent. I don't know much
We were
LCD sound
agreed to get
system.
everything
No,
on
I think
everything.
I
Put a
I
record
don't,
on later.
I don't know
got 'em
enough
all.
about LCD sound system to have an opinion.
That's
Good,
fine.
because they suck.
They don't
Really?
suck.
Do you
They're
want to know
so
what band I
bad.
don't like?
What?
Wait, why did I just say that? I can't say it.
No,
Go
we're
ahead.
gonna save for the unpopular opinion
Okay.
segment because we had an unpopular opinion
Van
segment
Halen?
the other day.
No.
All right, damn straight.
No, it's not Van Halen. Of course it's not.
Fuck yeah.
So
doesn't like Van
Van Halen is fucking just one of the most overrated guitar players, if you ask me.
Again,
saying.
don't look at me. Stop looking at me like you.
I just wanted to know what you thought too.
I think that I also
Sorry, no,
am
his
not
opinion.
educated enough about Van Halen to have an opinion. I'm indifferent.
It's just you
Just
heard
listen-
one
listen-
song, you've heard them all. I'm
Listen
just saying.
to a minute of eruption.
I'm
That's
indifferent.
That's all I needed to know.
Anyways, I do have what I do like to ask about the craziest riders that you've seen.
Ooh.
Do you get riders at Blue Jay?
Oh, yeah.
I was just wondering. We need to get a rider going. But anyway, yeah. What's
Oh
your
my
craziest
god, I
rider?
would love for y'all to give me a writer. I'm not saying I'm going to fulfill it, but
I'll take a look at it.
but
and
I would
laugh
just
about
love
it.
to see what you would have on it. I had a band ask, and I shit you not, for a 5x7 photo of John Belushi,
That's pretty good.
which obviously I printed out and put in their green room because I thought it was the funniest shit ever. And they. What else did they want? A big screen TV,
Jesus.
with Xbox. So I made I made a poster board look like a TV.
Wait, you went that far?
Oh
with
yeah,
it?
but it was just funny, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, okay, you've clearly never been here before, so I'm gonna make you a fake TV, and hopefully you will think this is funny and not be pissed."
Yeah.
I had someone ask for. What was it? It was it was just every single raw vegetable possible. Like it was like like they were definitely going to make some sort of salad. I don't know, but it was like and it was a solo dude too. Like he was touring with one other person, and it was enough for like a tour bus. I mean, it was so much shit.
Oh my god.
So that was fun, but my favorite was the 5x7 photo of
John
John
Belushi.
That's pretty
Belushi.
good. I
Yeah,
like
that was
that.
good.
I
Or
c-
was it Steve Buscemi? It was John Belushi.
John Belushi.
Either way, it's
that makes
funny.
more sense though. John Belushi
Yeah.
makes because he's more of like an icon.
Yes, it was solid. I
That's
enjoyed
You know. No
that
offense
very
to
much.
Steve Buscemi because I know you're watching, and I'm a big
Obviously,
fan.
he's a big fan of Blue Jay.
Yeah.
You know.
Melody, it's funny that you say that because somebody asked us to do the only way they would hire us back. We're not saying the
They said
venue.
Genesis, right?
No, she said Side Hustle tribute band.
No. If you go
Oh,
up,
Genesis. Yeah, we did. We actually did cover a Genesis song.
Well,
yeah, I
we
saw
tried-
that.
Oh,
well,
that was
we
what
learned-
they-
No, hang
I
on.
missed
I'll
it.
go back up. For that's what said. For
Early
some early
Genesis.
Genesis.
I'd take that. Yeah,
Yes.
that'd be. I'm
For
into
sure,
that. I
Phil
love.
Collins.
Yeah,
We could do Genesis all day.
I love early Genesis. Though is like the real shit. I
I'm
love
the
that.
master of
But-
pads.
But
dude.
yeah,
I
that's-
got
and that's
Genesis.
all you're good at.
Listen, please do this at Blue Jay.
You want to do
a
a
Genesis tribute show?
band?
Absolutely.
So,
I
Fuck
also
yeah.
told.
4th
I
of
just
July,
told,
we're there.
All right, do not play with my emotions, y'all. I told Stan Piper that y'all know Stan Piper.
Oh, yeah, he's
that
awesome
He's a
dude.
just gnarly bass player, and he was playing with the band 3, and they did I forget which song, but they did a Primus song, and afterwards I was like, dude, let's do a Primus tribute show, and he just
Ooh,
looked
that's
at
a
me
hard one.
like, you've literally fulfilled all my dreams.
Yeah,
I
it's
was like,
hilarious.
dude, let's do it. He was like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, absolutely serious. I think that would be fantastic.
That's awesome.
yeah.
He'd crush that shit
He'd
too.
crush it.
Real quick though, I want to get to Melody on the side hustle tribute thing. We had a venue. The only way they would book us, which was ridiculous, because we played this venue like once and we packed it out and it was a lot of fun. But
you reading that too?
but she was like, but they were like, they're like, so if we hire you again, what tribute show could you do for us? And I was like,
don't talk about what venue or person. But
yeah. They're like, what tribute show can you do for us? And I was like, we could do a side hustle tribute for you.
Well done.
And he thought it was funny. I mean, he's a great dude. The venues he books for are awesome. I'm not trying to talk shit. All I'm saying is just I don't know why we couldn't play.
You only book tribute bands.
I just don't.
What kind of life do you live?
I just can't imagine being like, I really enjoyed your show, but next time you come back, what kind of tribute can you do for me?
Yeah, well, it's to be fair, he didn't own he was a promoter. He didn't own the venue, so he's kind of at the whim of the owner, right? So like,
gotcha.
And like the tribute shows that he does book there always do super well, obviously.
I know, aren't I?
I think we all know them, but he's a great dude.
We'll talk about it later.
He's an awesome dude. I'm just saying that's why I said I was like, we'll do a side hustle tribute show for you.
I think people that are in tribute bands are soulless. They're the worst people on the planet.
My uncle's in a Rolling Stones tribute band.
True.
I enjoy a good tribute band. All right.
Really?
Yes.
If they're good,
Absolutely.
I mean,
If
like,
they're
I've
good,
never seen a good one. I just haven't seen a good one. Maybe that's a problem.
Fair enough.
There's good ones. There's definitely
Did you
good
know
ones.
in Kentucky they have something called Beatles Fest, and they have something close to like 50 Beatles cover bands.
Okay, well that's a little
tribute
much.
bands
At the same time?
Yeah, they all play at the same time, so you can't hear any one song. It's just like a lot of Beatles coming at you at once.
I'm exhausted. I love the Beatles, and whew.
They're my favorite band of all time.
What's so great about it is like there's no mix up, and then one Jimi Hendrix tribute in the middle of it just to mix it up. I swear to God, it's in Louisville,
Sounds
Kentucky
awesome.
every year. I can't remember the name of it. It's like Beatles Fest or Beatles Mania or something like that.
That's funny.
but-
Melody, you hate
Y'all,
Steely Dan?
I could not wait for somebody to read that. Melody and I have been battling for years about the fact that she hates Steely Dan. I don't understand it.
That's no
I
bueno.
didn't realize that there were all these songs that I loved, and I didn't know they were Steely Dan. And then people were telling me that. I'm like,
I
oh,
freaking
Steely
love
Dan rocks.
Steely Dan.
Melody,
and Melody
I'm sorry.
hates them. Melody, just anything with any sort of twang, and correct me if I'm wrong, Melody Trucks, she doesn't like it.
That shit's hilarious. Melody Trucks just says she's
I'm in an Allman Brothers tribute band. You guys are
With
assholes.
her brother, no, she is.
Yeah,
She
we know.
No, with
She is, and
with-
they're
with
wonderful.
Brother and sister, yeah.
It's so good.
Is it a tribute band at that point, though?
Her and her brother to do like a duo thing.
Because they're playing Allman Brothers songs.
Anyways.
Oh, because they're part of the
That's what I'm trying
so
to
it's
say.
not a
Really
tribute band.
tribute
It's-
at that point? I don't know.
If your
No
kids
offense,
are doing
no
it, does it
offense
make
at all.
it?
I'm sorry.
If your kids are doing the,
I guess it's a tribute.
I never thought about that.
That's an interesting
Well,
question.
Steely Dan though is more of like they have like a jazz influence in the prog rock kind. There's some I guess there's some songs that have some kind of like twang to them, but I wouldn't consider
I
them like
wouldn't
a
consider them twangy.
no, not at
No,
all.
no.
They're like smooth jazz meets prog rock.
Yeah, I
You know what I
freaking
mean?
love Steely Dan. Melody,
I don't know.
you're wrong
It
on
sounds-
this one, sister.
It sounds like
Joe Fagan.
Fleetwood Mac had a cup of coffee.
No, what the fuck are you talking
I
about?
fucking nailed it.
That is so stupid.
You're awful at describing music. Well, I've also said that talking about music is like singing about farting.
It's like singing.
Yeah, because it doesn't make any sense anyways. Just listen to the fucking music.
Anyways,
I'll be here all night. I'll be here all
That's
night.
very interesting.
please
Fair
don't
enough.
be though, right? Because
This is my house.
I'm just saying you can.
He
go.
lives here.
I know.
I
He
can
lives
go.
So I did want to ask you about like what was the most surreal moment you've had running your venue?
There are a handful. When Bernard Purdy walked into my doors.
Oh,
Ooh,
no
are you
shit.
serious? What? Really?
I know. That's what everybody's reaction. I'm like, it's just the best ever.
No offense, I didn't know he was
no,
still,
that's
I didn't know he
okay.
was still alive.
Oh wow, okay.
Billy
fair
just
enough.
found out
He's
who
older.
Bernard Purdy was
That's
like 2
not
weeks ago.
fucking
So
true.
I'm just
I
saying.
do know who
I
Bernard
will
Purdy
say
is.
that I knew who he was. However, I did not know the depth of his career. You know, as
Played
much
on the
as
early Beatles records.
I mean, you think that you're listening to
Ringo Starr.
and you're listening to Bernard Purdy.
Right.
I was unaware that, like, you know, all of my
Steely
favorite
Dan?
drummers. Yeah.
Wait, he
all
was
of
in
my
Steely
favorite
Dan?
drummers.
on the record. On the record.
on a
He's
record.
the most recorded drummer of all time.
Yeah.
Oh shit, really?
And like all of my favorite drummers, you study the Purdy Shuffle in school.
Yeah,
like
the Purdy Shuffle.
I know what it is. But
Oh, you know about that?
you ever see him on the Dick Cavett show?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I didn't. I don't know what that
Sorry.
is. That's
I
okay.
apologize for him.
Oh. I love this. What's funny is this is just how it is all the time.
This is
Yeah,
all
it
the
is.
time.
It's not like I'm
Adam Kenaway went on the road with us last year, and
Oh
he was
my
in the back
gosh.
seat because like Billy and I typically switch off driving and then co-piloting. It's just us two in the front the entire time. And Adam was just like, "You guys are fucking exhausting." By day 3, he was just, "This is just exhausting."
Oh, man.
He's told me to tone it down because I keep on interrupting people.
Who?
Me?
Adam? Oh,
Tony
no.
305.
Tony 305.
I'm just saying, I mean, up to you, but I thought that was
Oh,
a
no,
fun
that's
little,
okay.
Worldwide.
fun little anecdote.
Anyways, can you go back to Bernard Purdy?
I'm
TM.
never gonna forget
Bernard-
about that. I'm never gonna forget about that.
Bernard
That's
Purdy?
it. He, Walter Parks brought him in, and he played, and that was just
Oh my goodness.
freaking mind blowing. That was a big one. Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats
Oh, no way.
was ridiculous.
That's a good one too.
John Paul White. He's a personal favorite of mine.
Where's he from?
The Civil Wars.
Oh,
Remember
yes.
the Civil Wars.
Yes.
Yeah, they broke up, so he was doing. He does solo stuff now, and that was huge.
Yeah,
Brett
he-
Dennen was pretty cool, mainly because like I just grew up on him. Like I listen, from the beach. We talked about that.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Brett
Sorry.
Dennen. That's okay. Brett Dennen is he's a songwriter, and he's kind of in the beach music realm that I grew up with like the Jack Johnson and that whole like. I know.
That's,
I know.
You should be looking
I
at
know.
him.
I'm
saying
not a
that.
Jack Johnson guy.
I'm not.
You look like Jack Johnson.
I know like
Fuck
2
you.
Jack
I
Johnson
look,
songs.
you look like Jack Johnson. Oh man.
Do I? I'll take it as a
Hey, I
compliment.
grew up on that shit, man. On like Ben Harper and Jack Johnson and Donovan Frankenreiter and
Yeah,
all
it's
that.
all
That was
good.
like
Frankenreiter's good.
the beach shit.
So when do
Like,
you get Mishka in your place?
Who's that?
Je ne sais pas.
I guess
Mishka?
Mishka, yeah.
Okay, I'll look it up.
Yeah, look it up. He's awesome.
You don't. You're a John Butler fan, yeah?
I do like John
Love
Butler.
John
Play
Butler.
one of his songs that's really, really good, but it's a little bit. It's kind of old. It's
I
about.
love that
It's all
tune
done.
that you do. That's his.
Go Up Did Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
Katrina.
that
Which
one.
is super relevant right now because they're not doing
Yeah.
shit.
I didn't think about that.
Disagree.
Anyways.
It's been 16 years since then, though.
Yeah, I know. No, it's not, I didn't say it was a relevant song. I didn't say it was a new song.
That's
but
what I
it's,
was trying to
it's-
say. It's irrelevant.
No, it's a relevant song right now.
Oh well.
You think we cover songs from like the 70s and 80s and you
That
think
are relevant
that's-
now.
And who picks them?
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
Because I like. Well,
It
I
would
have
kill-
a
it would
thing.
kill
I have
him
a
to
thing.
learn one
There's
new
a thing
song.
called good taste in music, and maybe I can teach you about that sometime. I don't know.
Yeah, old taste of music. I'll tell you that much.
So do I, dude. You're in bad company.
Yeah.
You're
You're
my
in enemy
fucking
territory,
house.
bud. Just saying.
You're a guest here.
Just play one Biggie song. That's all I'm saying.
You don't, bro. You don't even know anything about hip hop at all.
Just
Like,
one
I'm-
LCD sound system.
I'm
That's
a
where I bow out.
huge-
I don't know anything about hip hop.
I'm a huge hip hop. Billy has this picture of Tupac and Biggie here.
Yeah,
he's
Daniel
never heard
got-
a
I knew who
Tupac
they were.
song.
What?
I said I knew who they were.
Oh,
I would
yeah.
also like just everyone in the World Wide Web to know that I can rap the Carter 3 Lil Wayne album from front
That's
to
a
back.
great album.
Thank
Carter
you very
3 was
much.
amazing.
That album was the shit.
Yeah,
That was a great album.
we're the
Yeah,
same
I loved
age.
Oh,
it.
the camera shut off.
No, the camera didn't shut off. The
Oh, your projector
did.
shut off. Oh,
Yeah.
so now we can't see. Pull up your comments on there though, so we can see it.
Yeah, I'll get around to it.
Okay.
I don't really like being told what to do.
I can see that.
We're
yeah.
kind of. It's a partnership. It's not.
Yeah.
Like you're not in charge of me, sort of deal.
Wow. Anyways,
I love it.
Lil Wayne got really shitty after the Carter 3, though.
I
If you
agree.
ask me, he was basically like what started mumble rap, and I can't handle that shit.
That's,
Are you kidding me?
I don't think he started mumbling.
I
Yes,
don't
he
know
did.
that who do you think started it?
Lil Xan.
Who's
No,
that?
I don't even know who that is because he
Well,
came
you
after
know
Lil
what?
Wayne, who was just
I
sitting
just
there.
learned that there's apparently. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Say what you're gonna say.
Talk
I was
amongst
gonna say,
yourself. Talk amongst
just-
yourself. Let's try to see it. Who you about?
I
what
just
you know
learned
about.
that there's a rapper named Lil Baby. Did y'all know that?
No, because I stopped
Lil-
following pop
Lil
rap a
Baby.
long time ago. I've never heard of him before, but
Me either.
Lil-
And I don't think I want to.
if you listen to Lil Wayne circa 08, 09, before mumble rap was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
No, Carter 3 was earlier than that. Carter 3 was like
I'ma
06,
die with my
07,
finger on the
maybe
trigger.
like 06. If you listen to Lil Wayne circa 08, 09, then you start to hear like the early kind of seeds of mumble rap where he's like on syrup and can hardly get a word out.
Yeah.
And then it
Why
was
are you
like, oh,
pronouncing it weird?
well, that sounds.
It's obviously
sounds
scissor.
Syrup.
Syrup. Yeah.
Scissor.
Scissor. Syrup. Scissor. I can't say it. Anyways.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah. I'm not saying I haven't dabbled in the old scissor. I'm just saying I don't know how to say it, obviously.
I've never gotten high off Robitussin.
Well,
Just
no.
gonna put that out there.
It's like prescription strength Robitussin with alcohol. That's
feel like
Oh,
you
you
just-
mix it with alcohol.
You mix it, yeah.
Huh,
And then you
okay.
drink a good amount of that, and then you feel like you can't tell the difference between standing up and sitting down.
And then,
Oh, I
and
don't wanna
then
feel
are
like
you,
that.
and then are
It
you
sucks.
good at rap after it?
No, you're not. That's the whole thing. But it's sold. So like mumble rappers, like I'm just gonna be as lazy as I possibly can and just not say words into a microphone and kind of in time, and then we'll call it hip hop. That's what we'll do.
Did you see? Did you watch the college football playoff championship last year?
I think that I did, but I
Where
couldn't
it-
tell you who played.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's the halftime show. It was Lil Wayne and Imagine Dragons together.
Ooh,
That's weird.
It's the worst
terrible.
thing.
I don't think I saw
I've
that, and I'm
ever
not upset about it at
seen.
all.
No, why would you be?
Ever.
It's terrible.
It was beyond bad. I think Imagine Dragons is the new Creed. First off, and then Lil Wayne, you couldn't. He was right. Like
I couldn't tell you one thing Imagine Dragons sings.
Break me off and break me off the believer.
Oh.
They're not a bad pop
I
band.
do
You
know
feel
that
like
song.
pop
That
music.
because
they're
you
not.
watch.
Okay.
Did you watch? If you watch college football, it was on like nonstop because like they're gonna play the halftime show.
Oh, that was like the jam for the championship.
for the whole season.
So I have a good question to ask you. That I've always wondered about, like running a venue.
Okay, I'm scared.
So what is something that like happened while you were running the venue that you never saw coming, like before running the venue? I'm sure when you open up a business, like you have like you try and plan for things that like you don't see coming.
Yeah.
Was there anything that kind of came up?
Oh yeah. From like the second I signed the lease, so many things.
Really?
Like, they tell you like starting at construction, they tell you to like triple your budget or double your budget, and then it ends up quadrupling. Like especially in construction, so much shit came up that I was like, what am I doing? Like I'm obviously mental because this is what am I doing? That was crazy. So much music licensing that you're unaware of,
Like ASCAP and BMI and all that.
And like
yeah.
I knew about all of that, but I didn't know that exactly how many things I would have to give money to.
Yeah, it's like $1,000 each one,
Oh,
right?
it's just it's outrageous.
Yeah.
So, and I try to pay everything just by the year so I don't have to worry about it, but sometimes that's impossible. So that's hard. A lot of city things, just like code things, I had to install all of the bathrooms. It was just a shell of a place. So that writers in general,
Right.
see, I don't know why I just didn't expect. I like knew of all of these things, but until you're faced with it, you're like, what the frick?
I feel like half those writers are just like people are just trying to fuck with you, or like the Rolling Stones had the green M&Ms, but it was like a really
that was Van Halen.
Van Halen. Okay,
Again.
whatever. But they had the green M&Ms, but
Brown M&Ms.
brown M&Ms, but they put it like at the bottom, so like so they knew if you had them there, you read the entire thing.
Right.
So it was like they weren't expecting it really, but
Right.
like
And a lot of people put shit on writers just to, like, those people weren't actually expecting a photo of John Belushi.
Right.
You know what I mean?
they just want you to read
They
the
just
whole
want
thing.
you to see, they want to see if you read it.
Yeah.
And I need to know who Paul Sitz is talking about, who preaches
that's Paul
Kid Rock.
Seitz.
Seitz.
He's born and raised in Jack's Beach too.
Are
Through and
you
through.
preaching Kid Rock? Or are you?
No. You want to know who the biggest Kid Rock fan in the entire world is? Guess what? Look to your left.
No. Anton, no!
I'm gonna say it's a guilty pleasure.
Guilty
I'm not
pleasure.
look, here's what
If anybody
no,
gives
no.
me shit about Jack Johnson and not about this guy in Kid Rock, then you're
Here's what I'll
out
say.
of your mind.
Here's what I'll
suck,
say.
I will say.
I liked.
Fair enough.
Okay, here's what I'll say. Is that if you listen to the first album, Devil Without a Cause.
I won't do that.
Okay. And listen to his second one, The History of Rock.
I'm not going to do that either.
Listen to.
How do we talk about Kid Rock every fucking podcast?
I'm sorry, it's my fault. He said it. I
Look,
needed
every
to know who it
time.
was. 'Cause
Let him
I
go.
was.
all
That's
I'm,
an unpopular opinion.
It is an unpopular opinion.
Every time.
I'm not
And
saying
I
that
also
like.
think live your life and love who you love, and I'm gonna just be the peacekeeper here. However, Kid Rock fucking sucks.
All I'm saying is that yes, like Kid Rock,
sucks.
circa now, yes, he sucks.
I feel you.
But the thing is, like,
Circa then?
no, you have to understand that, like,
circa.
look at
Always.
Always.
Kid Rock, like 90, like his first album, Devil Without a Cause, was a hip hop record, and then his second album, History of Rock, was a hip hop record. Now we lost camera because it's overheating. Well, they see it on there. I just want to acknowledge it that we know what's going on. We're gonna fix it. And his second album was a hip hop record. And then, like, his third album got a little, like, weird and, like, country, southern rock.
When did the
hip-hop.
midgets and strippers enter?
There you go.
Okay, so Joe
I don't
C.
actually care.
So
Keep talking about
Joe
Kid
C.
Rock
I'm
every
sorry.
episode.
Joe C. was a staple
Who's
among.
that?
He was the midget that you're talking about,
Oh.
right? And I believe that
They're called little
the
people.
little people is
Jesus.
the
Okay,
right
sorry.
term
I'm
for it
sorry. I
now.
apologize. Sorry.
The
sorry,
owner
sorry,
of Blue
sorry,
Jay
sorry,
called
sorry.
them midgets. I'm just saying.
Whoa, whoa.
I did not say such a thing. I did. I apologize. I am now aware. I am now aware of the politically correct term.
Educated. Anyways,
It's a private school teaching for you.
I did not go to private school.
No,
Anyways,
me and her
you guys
did.
went to
No,
private
this
school.
is public.
What?
Yeah, dude.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know
Wow.
that.
Oh, hell yeah.
I thought it was
Anyways.
private.
Nah, dog. It
Why
might
do we-
be.
why do we
it's not
play you
now.
then?
Because
I'll do
I
anything
don't
to
know
stop
why.
talking about Kid Rock.
let's talk about high school football.
Oh, yeah, in a heartbeat.
All right, what did Melody say? Got to meet him when he played. Wait, is that? Are we still talking about Kid Rock?
I think so. With
I think so.
ABB. Who's ABB?
Allman Brothers Band.
Listen.
Oh, sorry.
Catch up, bro.
Sorry.
Speaking of favorite bands, who's everybody's favorite band ever?
The Beatles.
You just said the Beatles, yeah. Okay, mine's Allman Brothers.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome too.
I love the
Allman
Allman
Brothers.
Brothers.
Who doesn't like the Allman Brothers? Don't get me wrong.
Well, you didn't even know who they were before you joined this band.
That's
so.
not true. I just didn't really ever listen to them before I started
You
being
educated
in a
them.
cover band.
I've educated Billy on a lot of stuff.
Well, I bet
honestly.
I grew up. I grew up listening to like dance and electronic music, and then I
That's
started.
not my jam.
Well, I'll just teach their own. But I started getting into organic music, I guess you would say.
Okay.
And apparently, I'm really, really good.
Well, no.
I agree, Billy. I think you're great.
You told me that. You said I was your favorite keyboardist to watch on stage.
You're fantastic to watch, and it's
To
and
watch, not to listen
Are
to.
you
Also,
to watch.
also to listen to. You're just you're so happy to be there.
I
Like,
know.
Every time
That's
I
all
watch
I
you
wanna
play,
do.
you're just so fucking stoked,
I
and
just
I
want
love
to
it so
perform.
much.
I
It
just
makes
want
me
to
so
perform.
happy.
That's all I want
I
to do.
just love it.
'Cause-
She knows.
Well, Billy loves to perform is because all eyes are on him, and he's kind of a narcissist. So.
1,000%. I
Well,
will.
you
I will
know,
say
At
that.
least he admits it. He can't be too much of a narcissist if he's like, I'm a narcissist.
I guess there is something in admitting it. Yeah, there's something in admitting it. But
my goodness.
but yeah, I mean, you know, you've gotten a lot better at organic music. I will
His
say.
favorite band's the Beatles. How basic is that?
Listen,
That's
you
the most
watch your filthy
Except,
mouth.
except
So
that, like,
basic.
most
I love
people
the Beatles.
Most people got into the Beatles like most people our age got into the Beatles like in high school. I literally came out of the womb like when I was in elementary school. I was like reading Beatles catalogs while everyone was out in the playground playing sports. I was like reading Beatles catalogs and like reading like biographies. Like I was obsessed with the Beatles since I was a child.
Yeah, you definitely beat me for sure. I wasn't into them that early.
Yeah, like
That's how I was with the Grateful Dead. I grew up
Really?
with a sister whose what face were you making?
Oh no, no.
Oh.
No, he was
I
checking
was-
his clock because you're boring him apparently. Because we just literally talked about
Anyway.
how we hate the Grateful Dead last week, or
Did
how
you?
he hates the Grateful Dead last
Well,
week. So
let
I'm
me
just
let me
saying.
just say my
I hate
older
Grateful
sister,
Dead fans.
Hey, you like me?
Yeah,
We're
you're
friends.
Nice lady.
Thank you. So
That's right.
I grew up
Jimmy.
with the Grateful Dead. I had a sister who's 16 years older than me, and she was like super Deadhead. So
That's cool.
that was all. I mean, I came out of the womb listening to the Dead like you did the Beatles.
Right. And that's all I'm saying is like people. Yes, like the Beatles is a basic like favorite band to have. However, like it's a different thing for
Yeah.
me. You know what I mean? It wasn't like I discovered them in high school. I was like tripping on acid. And was like, oh, I love Sgt.
Right.
Peppers. It was like
Right.
I fucking
That's what happened to me. So no, I'm just kidding. Just kidding, Mom. That was a joke. I did not trip on acid in high school. Just
Although I
after
did
that.
do that and then re-listened to all that stuff when I was in
Right.
high school and rediscovered it then. But it was just like that was a big thing for me just growing up. That was my thing. So
It's okay.
yeah, I know it's okay. It's more than okay. It's fucking great.
not-
That was my early
It's not
influence.
like cutting edge. Or
I am
nothing.
very, very envious because I'm sure while you were listening to the Beatles and like things that are good, I was listening to like Hanson.
Ooh, bop.
Never heard of
it.
that Britney Spears or?
Also her. I was probably listening. I definitely went through the. I'm a '90s white girl.
Yep.
Me too.
We have so much in common.
Oh my god. Have you ever been to Africa?
I don't even want to know.
Just say no.
Nope.
Me neither. That's my only pickup line, by the way.
That's it.
That's
Wow.
We have so much in
Wow.
common.
That's me neither. We have so much in
wingman
common.
you sometime.
Well, I'm a wingman. No.
You don't need. Okay.
I'll be Goose if you want to be Maverick for sure, though.
Oh, absolutely. Billy was in Hanson.
I was in Hanson. That's one of my best friends, Paul Science. But what were we talking about? Yeah, I like LCD Sound System. You know, my second favorite band is not even band, just Hank Williams. Isn't that
Seriously?
weird? Yeah, well, I'm from Kentucky.
Interesting. No, I love Hank Williams.
He's my favorite. I've been listening to him nonstop since the quarantine
I think
started.
Hank Williams is fantastic.
Grabbing a drink.
Oh no, I actually forgot. Wait, I thought you were both gonna leave me. I was like, please don't leave.
No, of course not. I'll talk to you. Yeah, we can talk about. Do you like country music?
I do.
But like the old school stuff, right?
I like old school country music. I'm not a fan of pop country. However, I will say that my favorite album that has come out in the past, I don't know, maybe 5 years. I don't know.
Please don't say
no.
Chris Stapleton. Okay.
I do like Chris Stapleton, but no,
he's from
that's not what I was
He's from
going to say.
Lexington, Kentucky, where I'm from.
But wait, actually, this will go
I
to
interrupt
Chris
a lot.
Stapleton. That's okay. Is a group which is Brandi Carlile, Maren Morris, Amanda Shires, and Natalie Hemby, and they're called the High Women.
I haven't heard of it.
Well, they're the best. I'm obsessed with them. I can't stop listening to them, and I would say that they are definitely on the country in the country realm of sorts.
The folk sorts.
Yeah.
Seems like most of the acts that, and by no offense at all, put some coke in it, please, if you don't mind. Yeah.
Oh, I did.
He's a musician for his
I
bartender.
put some coke in it.
Okay, Tony 305 for the day. Anyways, I can't stop listening to Hank Williams.
I love Hank Williams.
You know what I call it? It's good porch music. Just go sit on the porch and listen to Hank Williams.
I have a whole playlist on my phone called Porch Sittin', and I do believe that there is some Hank on that. So I would agree with you. I once went to a Hank the Third show by myself at the Pit. Y'all remember the Pit?
No, because he's not from here. Of course I remember the Pit.
Yeah. I went to the Pit alone for Hank the Third show.
I didn't know Hank the Third played the Pit. That was all for just like mosh crowds and shit.
Well,
Hank the Third is a mosh crowd.
It is a total mosh crowd. Like the first set's like country, and then the second set is like
metal,
full on metal.
Completely unaware of that.
Oh, it was fucking awesome.
He's hilarious, by the way.
Shit, what happened to the Pit?
I have absolutely no
idea. That was a small venue like yours.
It was not like mine.
when are you going to install a cage?
Paul, right? Oh my god, the fucking Pit, dude. Geez, Paul C. He knows the High Women, their version of the Chain. They came out with a version of the Chain by Fleetwood Mac, and that was killer. If y'all don't know the High Women and you like women empowerment and country music,
he's not a big fan of that. I totally am.
But
would you say that you listen to more female, not inspired, but female-led vocals and stuff, female-led music?
Mm-mm.
I don't either. I don't know why
not. But I don't think that I do.
Yeah, it's not like I'm like, oh, it's a girl singing, I'm out. It's not like that.
Actually, there's someone in my life, and I can't remember who it was, that actually said I don't like female vocalists, like ever. And I was like,
that's crazy.
I will say this: there are very few for me. Like for some reason, it especially like when they do the Christina Aguilera thing, they're like, I can't stand it. No guy does that. Ever.
I get that.
That's not true. You ever listen to Stevie Wonder?
Or
like
Steven?
any soul singer like from like the last 50 years?
All I'm trying to say is, I maybe it was me that told you that.
No, I don't think so.
Well, anyways.
I think it was longer ago.
I've been listening to Beach House. Have you ever heard of them before?
I just said yes very fast, but I don't know.
It's okay. It's a female singer, and it's amazing.
Okay.
But it's more of a like a tenor sounding, like lower and everything. I think you'd like it. But it's more electronic,
So I have recently been introduced to some electronic music via I have a close group of girlfriends, and they have recently gotten into that, and there's most of it I really don't like, but there are some that I have actually been like, okay, I can dig it. It's got to be like right headspace, either at Swanee with things, or by a pool or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I just can't get on the. I can't get on the boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats.
What kind of upsets me a little bit is people associate electronic music with that, with like the EDC and the just like.
And it's not
like
all that. Yeah.
No, I'm telling.
You're right.
I'll put on Beach House. I got the record tonight, and I'll let you listen to like one of them. You'd be like, holy cow! Like,
so
they told me about Big Wild recently. That was cool.
I've never heard of that.
Big Wild is a.
Sorry.
Well, there we can exchange. You listen to Big Wild. I'll listen to.
No, I'm more curious about your porch sitting playlist.
It's so good.
Is that on Spotify?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah! Are you
It's
share with me?
Porch sitting,
Nice.
absolutely.
Okay, cool.
So my boy Jimmy here, I've known this dude for. This is the first guy I started playing music with, by the way, and so yeah, a lot of the more prominent ones are male singers for sure. As far as like now, but I mean Aretha Franklin, Patti LaBelle, all the old soul singers. Joni Mitchell is by far one of my favorite singers of all time.
But like the greatest singers ever are women, hands down.
Yeah,
well, I mean,
Whitney Houston's the best singer
Kaylee Baker
ever.
Kaylee Baker, I would
Yeah, there
definitely
you
put on
go.
that list for
I will.
sure.
She
For
is my
sure.
favorite singer of all time, and I'm dead serious.
Yeah, no, she's
Just,
amazing.
She's a freaking alien.
She's like,
That's
yeah,
what she is.
and but also, I like outside like the soul and blues genre, like the singer from Massive Attack. I love her voice.
Really?
Yeah, it's
But
like haunting, or like Portishead. Like her voice is like
This
amazing.
is weird to me. You listen to indie rock before?
I like Portishead a lot.
I don't know who that is either. I need a list.
This is like very like dark, like.
That's like original indie music from like the early 90s.
Yeah, I love
that's
that
I
like
can get down with that.
That's like we're not sad
Yeah.
enough
Maybe.
to be Nirvana, but we're fucking sad.
But we're really sad.
To me, I love that. Like those voices are like haunting. It's like you listen to them. It's not like soulful and like all the runs and all the technical stuff, but it's like very, just you listen to them singing. You're just like, it gives you goosebumps. You know?
Well, and that's the kicker. Is sometimes it's not like. The thing about Kaylee Baker is that she has both of those things.
Yeah,
like
totally.
for someone to be my favorite singer or someone that I love to listen to, it doesn't necessarily have to be the range. Like if you make me feel something, then that's great. Like there are many singers that cannot sing from here to here, but they're stay in the pocket, and I get like you just said, just like covered in goosebumps.
Right.
Now, can I think of any of those people right now? Of course not.
Kaylee is definitely
She's
on
just
that list.
stupid. If y'all haven't
ridiculous.
heard Kaylee Baker or her band Someday Honey, you are doing it wrong.
Yeah,
Because
Female singers? Did you ever listen to Melanie? Like back from the 60s?
No, Jesus Christ.
Melanie.
Yeah.
What?
Melanie.
Yeah.
She just like Madonna has one name.
I can't remember her last name.
She's so bad.
Candle, not Candle in the Wind, but Lay Down.
So bad. Like
She also
80s,
does
like,
that.
pop.
The song about the skating and the key.
It's like the Go-Go's or like something like that. It's like
The
similar to that
skating
kind
and
of
the
vein.
key.
What's the name? It's Melanie, and she's got. It's something about.
Anybody?
Whatever.
But yeah,
got nothing.
Daniel,
I got
Karina
nothing.
Round from Pussifer is fucking awesome.
Oh, also true. Yeah, that's
I'm sorry.
true.
There's a band called Pussifer.
That's so Maynard.
in.
Maynard from Tool. That's his side project.
Oh, nice.
And they have a.
Maybe I did know that.
They're really good. I probably like them.
Nice.
I definitely like them more than A Perfect Circle. I'll say that much. Right.
They
now.
have a live wrestling show on stage while they play. What?
I've got a brand new roller
Yes,
skate.
she Melody Truxton's. Yeah, I got
Got
a that girl.
I know that song, but
She's one of the greatest singers ever.
I don't know.
She's still alive too.
Is that a joke?
I'm not. It's not a joke.
She's like a 80s pop star.
She's from the 60s.
60s?
You are just thinking of somebody else.
Yeah,
It's
I
fine.
think it's
You know what
somebody
also I was liked? Blondie.
Yeah, she's cool.
Blondie's cool.
Gorgeous, and I just loved all her
Blondie's
songs.
cool. I
Yeah.
can get down with Blondie.
But that's talking about somebody that doesn't have a lot of range. I guess that's just really hard to sing up high. I don't know.
Oh, 100%. Do you hear my voice? I can't sing that high.
I can't either. Well, I can't sing
agree,
low.
Dan.
I can only sing high because of my shrill voice.
I could be just in a Tom Waits tribute band. That's what I should do.
Cracking me the fuck up. All right. Cool.
Yeah, Daniel, the new Christopher single is badass. I love it. It's so good. Anyways, so I don't know. Maybe this is a good time to get into unpopular opinions.
You want to wrap it up and talk about unpopular opinions?
Yeah, I think this is a good time to get into unpopular opinions.
Okay, just to be clear, these are unpopular opinions, so nobody will like these. Who's first?
I'm terrified.
Who's first?
You're the first one.
What was mine? Jazz isn't very fun. I'm just gonna put that out there. If you want to skip to the next one, I'm just trying to say is this: it's hard to play, it's hard to digest. Just play the right notes, and then second, how many is this? 4? I can't even. Just.
Well, that's your problem. You can't count to 4. You certainly can't play jazz.
What are you trying to prove?
Got him.
What are you trying to
That was a
prove?
good one. That was good. You got him.
It's not
Burn.
It's not a lot of
Solid burn.
it's not a lot of fun.
It's because you're just. I mean, you know,
There's no fun
it's
to
like
it.
philosophy's not fun for dumb people. So I mean, I get it. Anyways, so Breaking Bad was boring.
Did you finish the whole thing?
I finished the whole thing.
What'd you think?
I've never seen Breaking Bad.
Don't care.
Well, don't spoil it for Cara.
I'm not gonna talk. Oh yeah,
I mean-
because I'm sure because there's no reason. It's not a great
But
show.
you
I mean,
It's
are.
the only one that. Well, that's the unpopular part.
Yeah,
It's the only because everyone
It's-
tells me I need to
it's-
watch it.
Look, the foreshadowing is good. It's a good story and everything, but it's just boring. You just move so slowly. It took 3.5 seasons for me to. Okay, this is starting to get good now.
Crystal
3.5
Meth wasn't doing
seasons.
it for you.
It's not. I'm not a meth guy.
You're not a big
No,
meth
just
guy?
not a meth guy.
I don't know
Tony
what to tell ya.
305. He's
Fair
white
enough.
powder all the way.
Unpopular.
Did you
Anyway.
see that? AKA the Kid Rock.
Mr. Worldwide.
Ooh, Melody agrees.
Yeah,
Couldn't get
thank you,
through
Melody.
it?
I agree.
I
So-
would recommend, though, before continuing, Better Call Saul is better, but Breaking Bad is amazing. I don't know what your deal
It's
is.
a well-written show. It's just boring. That's all I'm saying.
But you don't like sci-fi movies either, do you?
No, I do. Some of them I do. Yeah.
He's never seen The Matrix.
I've
which
never
is
seen The
hilarious.
Matrix.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and let you know that I also have never seen The Matrix.
What the fuck
I'm
is
sorry.
going
You're-
on in
you
my
haven't
house
either?
I haven't seen
tonight?
it either.
No, I'm sorry. Which is funny
Uh,
because I'm like a huge fantasy fiction fan. Maybe not sci-fi as much. I don't know.
Just go see The Matrix. It's from 1999. It's hilarious.
Okay.
Just watch it. Anyways, Nicolas Cage is what's going on?
Jesus,
Breaking
funny.
Bad is epic. Thank you.
He said it's an epic saga.
Nicolas Cage is a terrible actor, and I would also add the worst actor of all time.
I would
What's
agree
funny
with you
about
on that.
is I would say Keanu Reeves is not a great actor.
They're
I
probably the same-
disagree.
they're probably in
Keanu
the
Reeves is a
same
great
realm of each
actor.
other.
He's just
He's great in that one movie where he played a stoner.
Bill and Ted.
Bill,
Love that.
Bill and
Yeah, I
Ted's
didn't see
great.
that. I know
Yeah,
we talked
that
about
was
It
the
was
first episode as I explained Bill and Ted to him. Do you know that Nicolas Cage is? Did you see the Tiger King series? Well,
Of course I saw Tiger
Okay,
King.
right.
I'm a
but
human.
but you know Nick Cage is gonna play him in like a movie.
You're shitting me.
Nope, that's a real thing.
Wait, no, that's
I
not
swear to
real.
God.
That's
I swear to God,
I can only
that's
go
a real
off Bill,
thing.
what Billy says, but
Yeah, you know it is a real thing. And
Well, you know, while I don't think that Nick Cage is like that great of an actor, I think that he might portray Homeboy, what's his face, Tiger King man, quite well.
Cara, have you ever seen Con Air before?
Mm,
She's more of a music girl. I feel.
I don't think I have.
I love movies more.
Have
than
you
anything.
ever YouTubed Nick Cage loses his shit?
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Ugh, it's great. Yeah.
Yeah, the whole time.
Please.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
If he had a bigger forehead, he kind of looked like him a little bit.
okay.
But he's got a great
Jack
hairline,
Johnson
right?
and Nick Cage.
He's
That's
Jack.
what-
I'm like if they had a baby kind of thing. If they
You're
could
like,
have a baby.
you're like
kind
if
of-
you look like if John Mayer gave up.
That's a compliment.
That's
Yeah.
it's
No, it's great. Thank
Because
you.
John Mayer did too good of a job.
He did.
Yeah.
He crushed it.
So
No.
if he just gave up halfway, I'm like kind of that.
I've already said
I don't
my
see it,
unpopular
but-
opinion way before this, which is like he picked the wrong career with that fucking last name, Mayor for Mayor.
Mayor
You
for
said
Mayor.
Nicolas Cage will do amazing in Tiger King and not even know he's in a movie.
Probably so. But anyways, that's my unpopular opinion. I don't think it's even unpopular. It's just in my group of friends, for some reason, they think Nicolas Cage is amazing and I'm an asshole.
All right, I got the next unpopular opinion.
Okay. What is it?
I'm just gonna say Trump 2020.
I'm right there with you.
Right? I mean, look it.
100%.
Someone get me out of here.
Joe Biden didn't cut me a check for $1,200. Is all I'm saying.
I'm
right?
saying, like, who's been providing all the masks? Was it Joe Biden or was it Trump?
It was just. I mean, it sounds like Trump to
It
me.
sounds like
And, like,
Donnie.
let's
Donnie
be
got
real.
it for it. Donnie got it done. That's what I
Donnie
call
got
it.
it
Donnie
done.
gets it done. That's
Don-
what I've been calling him the
Donnie
whole
gets it
time.
done. And let's be real. Joe Biden's not going to win. So
Yeah.
you might as well just vote for the winning team.
I have so many
Joe
things
Biden's
to say
not
that
coming
I'm
to
not
your
going to
birthday
say.
party. You know what I'm saying?
He's not coming to your birthday
Donnie will
party.
show up with 2 bottles of tequila and a couple hookers.
I
You know,
guarantee you, he's gonna be
I
there.
agree with that.
It might be a little much, but it's gonna be fun.
It's going to be fun.
You don't know what to
It's going to be a
expect.
good time.
Definitely know what to expect.
Donnie's the wild card in the friend group, is all I'm saying. He's the Mac in your friend group. Or sorry,
Yeah.
the Charlie in your friend group.
He's
a
all of
Charlie.
them. He's the leader, fearless leader. Whatever you
My
say,
God.
I trust you. I'll pledge allegiance to you. I'll put my hand up. Whatever.
Next unpopular opinion. Quarantine was a good thing.
Quarantine has been a good.
Has been a good thing.
Depends on the perspective.
Yes, that's right. We were talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
Would you like to expand on that?
Totally.
All right.
I can't. I'm so excited. I think quarantine was. It was not good for me.
No.
That's not true. I mean, I guess it was good. It's just a lot of anxiety surrounding it.
Sure.
But was it necessary? To a certain extent, in my opinion. So, I got a lot of things cleaned.
Yeah, I got good at cooking.
I cooked. Yeah. I returned some of those emails that I was talking about earlier.
That's true.
So I'm going to stop talking about this. Somebody interrupt me, please.
No,
Billy?
well, I can tell you that for me, it really put things in perspective. And I know we're kind of like halfway joking with this. I mean, on some of it, we're really joking on the unpopular opinion segment here. But at least like for me, the quarantines really put things in perspective where like I knew what I wanted to do before, and I realized that like what I was doing as far as playing bar gigs was like just a means to an end. But this 2 months off from doing that has allowed me to be much more creative and start new endeavors like this, and to be able to build relationships with people that I wasn't really able to. I didn't have the time. What did you say?
I said we started this.
Yeah, we started this. Yeah. Well,
Keep going.
I'm just talking about from my perspective right now, right?
Uh-huh.
So it's allowed me to kind of like cultivate relationships that I wasn't able to because of time before.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, like when I played the gig that I played last week, I thoroughly hated it. Mm-hmm. And that was kind of just like, okay, well, I just need to work harder at doing what I'm actually trying to do because I can't do this anymore.
I love that realization. I remembered a realization as you were talking about yours, that I have realized that I cannot allow Blue Jay to be who I am. It has to remain what I do, because during all of this, I found myself like realizing that I didn't know what to do with myself because I didn't have Blue Jay.
Yeah.
Same.
Like I was just like, what are my hobbies? I don't remember. You know what I mean? Like I had to like kind of get back to the things that I enjoy doing that aren't, and Blue Jay to me, obviously it's work, it's my job, but I love it. And there are days where it definitely feels like work, but the majority of the time, I'm very, very lucky to do what I do. And it very quickly became all that I did, like I wasn't hanging out with my friends. I wasn't really, doing anything else. So I have realized, hey, like I went to art school. I painted a picture the other day. I can't tell you the last time I painted a frickin' picture. You know what I mean? Like it's like I'm forcing myself to do things that I enjoy that aren't necessarily, having to benefit Blue Jay in any way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
I'm not trying to say we should do it like for this long, but like I think every year, just to remember it, just quarantine week.
Quarantine week.
Yeah.
It's not a bad
Like a
idea.
holiday.
Yeah, just do it like where there's not a holiday. Let's say like May.
Okay.
Like May 10th to 15th every year. Monday to
Quarantine
Friday.
that like when you're going back to work.
Just
and
turn
you
everything
know.
off. Just turn everything off,
Yeah.
and you just everybody gets a week off.
Yeah.
I like it.
Or
Jimmy,
something.
made a good point too. Quarantine taught that none of us are an island, which is 100% true.
And then like
Yeah.
a Simon and Garfunkel song or something.
Yeah, kind of.
I think it is.
Yeah. But no, it's true
I don't
though.
know why
It's
I
true.
can't-
I mean,
Paul
like,
Simon.
Paul Simon.
Yeah.
No, well, it was a Simon and Garfunkel.
Not Simon Cowell. Yeah.
I am a island.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
Simon and Garfunkel.
I got
Good
it.
job.
Sitting.
You
in
like
my
old
wi-
music too.
I do like old
He
music.
only knows of it because of me and Sean.
He
our
puts
bass
he
player
puts
as
a
well.
lot of opinions that thinks. You think you're a smart guy?
Unpopular opinion number 6. We typically only do 5, but today we're doing 6, and this is Cara's. So.
Oh yeah. We were talking about how Billy thinks that Anton and I are actually serial killers because after gigs or shows, we like to drive home in complete silence.
Oh yeah, that's insane. So before we even started the podcast, we were just sitting here, just like counting down, waiting until 7:30 to start, and I'm just like this because
it was silent. I mean,
because
we were
it's
talking,
silent.
but
I had to listen to music all the time, every single second of the day. Otherwise, like I just lose my fucking mind.
yeah.
And I've gotten home and I had to like drive him home after a show or like after a gig. I'm like, I I just want to relax, man. I'm like, yeah, let's relax. Let's put some music on. No. Are you the same way?
However, there's no however I am that way sometimes. And I think it is. It's like I listen to music every single night and I love it and it's wonderful. But afterwards, I drive. I have a 15-minute, whopping 15-minute drive home and I don't listen to anything. And I listen to a lot of podcasts. Actually, it's funny. I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't obviously I listen. I listen to my record player that you and Chelsea gave me every single day.
Oh, nice.
It's my favorite.
Hell yeah.
But like, I have lots of time that is spent listening to either podcast or in silence.
Same here.
I get that. No silence, because you know what happens with silence? You know what happened yesterday when I was cleaning up my house? I was just singing I Will Show You the World, the Aladdin song, in my head over and over and over again. Is it though?
Yes.
I will show you the
Don't
It is a great song. That entire
He just got it out of his
soundtrack
head. Sorry.
is phenomenal, by
Not
the
a
way.
huge Elton John fan.
Okay.
So I'm just making a laugh. Hang on. Did you get the joke?
Wrong.
I know it's wrong.
Disney movie. Anyways, I actually do have one more unpopular opinion. Though.
Really? 7 unpopular opinions?
that was yours. So I forgot we were gonna.
You're not an Elton John fan either, or something?
No.
I
I like Elton John.
Elton John's way better than what's the other guy's name?
Billy Joel.
Joel, yeah.
Okay.
Way better.
I'm more of a John guy than a Joel guy. I will
You're
say.
Elton guy?
Yeah, I'm an Elton guy.
Elton before Billy all the way.
I think I'm a Joel guy.
Ooh.
I've never thought about this before.
Oh,
no,
no,
it's
it's
really
a
just,
thing when you have a bassist from Long Island.
Okay, well, touche.
So my the last unpopular opinion is
People are all about it. Silence.
Yeah.
you're the serial killer. Is what I'm trying to say.
Do you
No, if
meditate
anything,
ever? You
American
should
Psycho.
meditate.
I do meditate all the time.
But you don't like silence?
But I put music on.
Oh, that's not. You're
No.
But no, I'll show you. I put like stimming or Oakenfold or something like that on, and just like and just
I feel
get down
you.
to that and
Yeah.
just meditate to that.
I love
That
silence.
is my meditation. Music is meditation.
I like just the
I think
sound
to
of
each
the
their
road
own.
after a gig.
I feel like throwing something at you. Right now.
Go ahead and do it, bud.
I got my
I've been training Muay Thai now for 6 months. I'm
yeah,
ready to
I'm
go.
real scared of your shins.
Muay Thai quarantine.
Anyways, so the last unpopular opinion is, so I'm going to kind of preface this. Last week, my
Did you get it?
No, I couldn't kill it. I would be
we'll
sad.
wait to kill the fly. Don't worry.
Sorry. That was me. That was me. Don't blame Billy. That was totally
I was
me.
joking. So last week,
How'd I get
one of the
here?
unpopular opinions that we had, or that I had, is that like lettuce just isn't that good anymore. Okay, and I get it. Like I
Yeah,
understand
I don't know why.
I am angry.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
So
That just made my palms sweat.
I know. It's just, and that's just like ever since Krasno quit the band, I'm just like it doesn't do it for me anymore. But I listened to the new record, and then today I was kind of like scrolling through Twitter, and I decided that I was going to comment. Like there was a post from I forget from who it was, but it's like, name the funkiest song that you've heard that just makes you want to go, like, I don't know, just makes you want to dance. And Adam Deitch commented like saying Blaze from the new Lettuce record.
He's the drummer
And
from Lettuce.
He's the drummer from Lettuce.
For people listening.
Yeah, for people
I
listening.
thought you were telling me. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Duh.
So I responded to his comment by saying super funky, because yes, I listened to the new record and it is very funky, and that song in particular was the one that I gravitated to. I was like, yeah, this is a really cool tune. So I commented on it. He liked the comment, and I felt like a dick immediately for like talking shit about
Just
Lettuce last
talking
week.
shit.
And then unpopular opinion number 7 is that people can change their minds.
Yeah, you can change your mind.
That's true.
After you just
I don't
like
think that's an unpopular opinion.
that you
You'd
can
be
change your mind.
surprised, especially in the public eye, where it's like, no, you said this 20
Well,
years ago.
I guess that's a good point. If you're in like politics or something, but
Well, this is kind of the same thing, right? I mean,
He had a
judge you.
He had a
because-
foot
and
in
they
the
don't
grave
point.
with a shovel in his hand, saying, "Lettuce isn't that great." I'm like, "Do you know we're in a jam band, right?"
Yes.
You
your
understand
entire fan base loves lettuce.
on,
You know that,
That's why
right?
it's
Come
an
on.
unpopular opinion, because most people that like outside of that community don't know who Lettuce is. So it's like
Right.
it's an
Jeez
unpopular
Louise.
opinion amongst our community, which
Uh,
is why I said it. And people can change their minds. That's all I'm saying.
And Lettuce is a great band.
yeah, they're
always
all great
has
musicians.
Did you get to go see them when they played in 1904?
No.
You didn't.
I did go see them at Ponte Vedra Concert Hall.
I wish I
Wait,
could've gone
did
to
I?
that
Yes,
show.
I did.
That was just a little while ago.
Yeah, recently.
This was like 4 or 5 years ago.
No, I didn't.
Um,
I've seen them multiple places, but I don't think I've seen them at
They
1904.
might be the most band I've seen the most.
Yeah.
Pretty sure Herder
Just
Watts
'cause.
opened up for them actually.
Maybe.
The whole
For
point
Sean.
is that 1904 was in August, and like I'm not pointing fingers at maybe they kind of packed the place out a little bit more than they should have. It was the hottest show I've ever been to in my entire life.
I have no doubt.
And you would go outside thinking like, oh yeah, like maybe
cool
I'll get some
off.
fresh air.
Nah, dog.
Hotter outside. And the funniest thing I've ever seen was Jesus Coombs with they got a box fan for him, and they were just holding it. They were just holding it right in his face.
Oh, bless him. I might have passed out.
But that show was,
I bet it was awesome.
Amazing. Lettuce is a great band. He has no taste in music.
You saw them when Krasno and Neil Evans were in the band. Yes, they were amazing back then. I'm just saying that Krasno. I mean,
I will agree. Well, I just love Krasno, but and I've seen them in both. So, but I highly enjoyed them every time I've seen them. I've had a frickin' blast. You know who else I love? Sorry, not to change the subject, but I'm changing the subject.
Let's change it.
The Main Squeeze.
Yes.
Oh my god.
One of my favorite bands right now.
Freaking love the Main Squeeze. I saw them at the first Halloween and did not know who they were. And we were like walking back to our campsite and just like Toucan Sammed it and we're like, what is this? And we went in and my face melted off. They were so amazing. It was pouring rain. Nobody left. Like that was probably, I've seen a lot of live music, and those top 3 favorite shows I've ever seen was the Main Squeeze at Halloween.
They're
first one.
They're in the top 5, one of my favorite bands right now.
Yeah,
for sure.
they're fucking great.
The Main Squeeze is like, they're so unbelievably talented, and just like the songwriting is amazing. Yeah. And the talent of each, they're so good.
I've been obsessed with them for like a long, I guess now like 5 years or so.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things about them is they did like an American Idol contest in China. I swear to God, yeah, they did. And they went out to China, and there's just, I guess they don't really advertise that they did it so much, but there's just a picture of them holding this big check, like a giant like Happy Gilmore check.
My God.
That it's in Chinese and written to the Main Squeeze.
That's awesome.
I'll try to show you that picture, but ever since then I was like, how the fuck do you go to China to get on American Idol and then win? Like, obviously you're gonna win because he's like one of the best singers ever.
Yeah,
he's
so good.
And Maximilian, is that his name? The guitar player?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
Maximilian. I don't know, but he's
Smile High.
Sick. Yes.
The keyboard player.
Because he plays like the guitar too, doesn't he?
He plays the guitar.
Yeah.
And he's so fucking he produces a bunch of artists coming out of LA also. Like he's super involved in that side of it. They're all so talented.
Yeah, the Main Squeeze is right.
Good.
I hope
that's
a
popular opinion.
That's
a popular
opinion. I
opinion.
think we can kind of all agree on that and kind of close it out with an agreement rather than a disagreement.
Look at us. Leave it to me, the permanent peacekeeper.
We're finding some.
Are you 35 yet? Can you run for president? What's the deal?
No, I am not 35 yet. Thank God. No offense
me either,
to
but
those
guess
of
what?
you
2024. William Begley for president.
Okay. I'll be your campaign manager.
I was looking for.
I'll learn how to say it before I apply.
I was looking for a VP.
Oh shit. Okay.
Begley English.
Yeah, perfect.
That's Irish and English back to back.
Perfect.
Okay.
You had to end it on something that we can't agree on, right?
Right.
I was trying to find some. No need to plug our own song.
I'll run against you all day.
Common Ground. Which is the name of our album, by the way. It's on Spotify, and that's what I was trying to end it on.
What's the number one track?
Wait, can I plug my? When you're done plugging yours, can I plug my what's it called? Songs from Another Room?
Yes, don't hurt yourself thinking about what you're doing.
Your thing first.
So check out our album on Spotify and all the links that you see right there. Make sure you check those out. Please follow us and do and all that. Like anything helps, honestly. So follow us and check out our Patreon.com. We have all of our
Patreon. I didn't know that. Nice.
We're doing Patreon and
we have a ton of members, so you should get in quick because there's not a lot of spots left.
No, that's not how Patreon works, but okay. So. Follow us and all. It's all at Side Hustle the Band. Side Hustle the Band is our brand. You can find us on Twitter, Side Hustle Jacks, because the band was too long as the Twitter handle. Patreon.com, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. Side Hustle the Band. And Cara, what you got going?
So first of all, that being said, make sure to keep in mind that although the nation is slowly reopening, those of us in the music industry are not quite yet.
True.
And so I know that all of these live streams and all of these the links and the tip jars and all of that is probably getting a little redundant, but just remember this is all we have at the moment, and give us your money. But so what I have going on for Blue Jay is every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night at 8 p.m. and Sundays at noon, I'm doing a songwriter series called Songs from Another Room. And if you go over to the Blue Jay Listening Room Facebook page or Blue Jay Jacks on Instagram, we have the whole schedule. What's today? Sunday. Tomorrow I have a local band, amazing band called Stranger Wolf. They're playing at 8 p.m.
Yes, they're awesome.
I love them. So anyway, look for that, and thanks for joining us, everyone.
Yeah,
thanks for having me,
Not
Begley
a
and
problem.
Anton. I love you guys.
Anytime. We'll have you back for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Anytime.
You're the one closest to my personality that we've ever had on, without a fucking doubt.
I'm honored.
No,
I'm honored.
No, it's great not being the only person with ADHD.
Thank you, David, for sharing that. I appreciate that very much.
And thanks, Melody and Sophia, my sister, and everybody.
Hi, Sophia.
Everybody for tuning in. It's been awesome. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye,
Adios, muchachos. Whoa! I keep forgetting how to do this.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
I can talk for hours.